Fuck is going on with y'all? What's going on, everybody? Bear with me, still dubing it up. Gonna get to the live chat, opening that up now. Bear with us, please. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to episode 3 of our new show, Convos. I am your host, Murph, aka the dirtiest, filthiest scumbag you ever met, the Dirty Kenzo. Convos is brought to you guys every Tuesday by DirtyKenzoproductions. Make sure you're hitting that like button, subbing if you haven't, sharing if you can, and all that good jazz. I'm going to say what's up to the chat real quick, but I don't like having my face all zoomed up, like bugged out looking at the screen. Save that for your other creators. I'm not going to be bugged out, man. Salute everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. We will go back as far as the live chat will allow us. First one on my live chat is Chucky Bills. Salute, Chuck. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming in as always. I'm going to switch the comment 1 second. Got a good topic for you guys tonight. As you see pinned to the top of the chat, salute ladies of iTalk, Russian Princess. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the ladies of iTalk, as well as the iTalk gentlemen, if they only knew. Great content creators. We definitely appreciate them. We all, we working together, stuff like that. So check them out. The link to Mr. Beast's full video right here is pinned. It's also pinned. This is the link to his full video. He cured 1,000 pardon me on the number if I'm wrong, but 1,000 people's blindness. I have a clip to show you guys, but if you want to watch the full video later, I highly recommend it. Very heartwarming, very heartwarming. Queen in my heart, love you, Pookie. My girl Queen Kel's kicking ass on. Salute all of our work warriors who are working right now, like Queen Kel's. Today, her Friday. Tomorrow, we get the whole day together. I'm off. I cannot wait. Becky G, hello, darling. Thursdays, always a pleasure. Brother Rich, glad to see you back around. Hope you're feeling better. Mrs. Bobby, always a pleasure to see you. Pammy, my sis. Salute to the sponsors of the channel. ATG TV, Rich Martinez The Cave, Pamela J, JMS Just Me Sunshine, my brother Vic LFM, as well as our Patreon members, Nat, Haley, GMA, Queen Kells, of course. Become a Patreon member. You can join the movement from the ground up. We don't have the memberships and stuff here on YouTube. We have it through Patreon. We also don't have super chat option. We use Cash App, PayPal. that information is on the screen as well. As I always say, it's very appreciated, but never obligated. We appreciate your hard-earned money. Luzabego, great to see you as always. Nunya, glad you made it. Prayers up for our brother Frank. Morals over money. He lost his sister. Some of us know her from being on his channel. The younger sister that was friends with Rachel. She passed away this week, so lost her battle. So definitely prayers up to our brother. There's GMA. Definitely prayers up to our brother Frank. You know, like I said to him, Shiz, Sean and Irene, my guy, appreciate you. Kathy Stevens. Like I said to Frank, I just lost a close friend recently, and it's weird because it's like you still feel a shock, if you will, because someone passed. But on the same, it's like, you know, you knew they were still getting high. So you kind of expecting it, you know. Becky says 1 a.m. here, so I'll be listening but not chatting. Becky, we always appreciate you, all of our UK family who vibes out with us on the late night tip. Becky has been a day one from day one. You can believe that shit. All right, I think we are caught up. Let's get moving along right here. Look, this is for everybody who tells, hold on. All right, for everybody who tells content creators to cam up. This is the portion of the show where I cam up. I just like to have it down because I like to relax and not be doing all that shit. Yeah, now you text back, Poppycosh. But yeah, here, you see, look, I have hair. Wow, it's magical. All right, can we get on? Can we move on now? Can we move on now? Or will they be like, you gotta cam up, content creators don't cam up? I'm like, motherfucker, I was born in the camming up age. With that being said, how is everybody doing on this lovely Tuesday? The last day of January, ladies and gentlemen. All right, guys, so tonight's topic, you guys can see it on the screen there. It's Mr. Beast and the two-way street of charity. And I think this affects some of our brothers and sisters in the content space who, you know, their content may be Kensington. And they hear shit. Why filming? Why doing this? And with Mr. Beast, there's something very similar. If you guys don't know who Mr. Beast is, he's the most popular YouTuber in the world. His videos do 50 million views a day, things of that nature. Definitely, let's get those prayers up for our brother Frank. But Mr. Beast, the biggest content creator in the world, he does videos like, we're taking 200 people shopping for Christmas. We're giving 1,000 people $1,000. He does stuff like that. Now, obviously, you're giving back, but the benefit is going to be, you know, if you're getting 50 million views, you're seeing about $5 million off that, you know, one video. But, you know, we'll get further into, you know, what he does with the money. But a lot of people, you know, may be unfamiliar with the situation. So I have two clips. I have one that is a short from Mr. Beast's page himself. This is the short of his main video. And then I have a video by Philip DeFranco, someone I watch on YouTube for news, explaining a little bit of the outrage. As ridiculous as that will soon become, that there's outrage in this situation. So once again, all video credit to Mr. Beast as well as Philip DeFranco. We'll go to those clips now.
Okay, in this video, we're curing 1,000 people's blindness.
All right, so that's just Mr. Beast's intro to it. I just finished the video right before the live. He actually took it all around the world, and what it is people whose vision has become legally blind, where it's fuzzy. There's a surgery, and And in the video, you hear the one doctor say that a very large percentage could be cured if all they need is this surgery. Some countries can't afford it. And then one comment I did want to bring up, I've seen someone say the only issue they had was that the healthcare systems aren't doing this, so Mr. B shouldn't be doing it. And in my opinion, I thought, well, it goes back to, like I always say about Frank and Morals Over Money, when Tommy was down there, to any of your Kensington content creators, AML, all of them, you know, everyone has to benefit off it somehow. Do you know what I mean? Like, even the most purest form of charity has a benefit to the person giving. It's a feeling. Sure, it's not clout, it's not financial gain, but you are gaining a good feeling out of it. So, I mean, that's the way I look at it. Yes, Mr. Beast might be making a ton of money, but he reinvests the money into it. And at some point, we have to be able to pinpoint what is, you know, what's the basis here? What hill are we dying on here? Like this, you have 1,000 people that can see that couldn't. People that are happy. And he's giving people, you know, 50 grand on top of it, a car on top of it, things of that nature. So I'll give you guys Philip DeFranco's news clip right here, just to give you guys a little bit of the background and the criticism being seen on, of course, as always, Twitter.
Is Mr. Beast an exploiting monster or a hero? That's what some are debating after he posted a video where he helped 1,000 blind people see again, paying for the procedure, bringing in a surgeon. Tons of people inspired by his actions, noting how game-changing this is for so many people. But others are furious, saying he's exploiting people for entertainment, for money, calling the video unethical. But others not angry at Mr. Beast, but rather the US healthcare system for making it so hard for folks to get this simple 10-minute yet life-altering surgery.
You watch this video, you go, oh, how cute and how nice. I watched the video and I'm filled with rage.
And Mr. Beast actually agreeing, tweeting, "Why don't governments step in and help?"
And Lil Cuddy, salute. And that, see, guys, and that's exactly, bar my brother, that's exactly the point I'm getting after. Right away, people are outraged at Mr. Beast for, you know, oh, our healthcare systems aren't doing this. Instead, shouldn't that anger be directed towards the healthcare system? You know, shouldn't you be pressuring your politicians? I think that this is even more of a bragging stick to your local politicians. Yo, there's a fucking YouTuber giving thousands of people fucking health care, and you ain't. Yo, we got a problem. You know, whatever the case may be. My salute, great to see you. But I just thought it's ridiculous, the public outcry. You know, they're saying, you know, it always comes to the why do they have to film it? If you're out there helping people, why do you got to film it? And it's like, well, what do I get out of it? You know, like, what does the person, especially as a content creator, I understand the argument with Mr. Beast. Obviously, if you're making 50 million a video, people would expect you to have money, you know, to give. But your smaller YouTuber, your content creator who has 50,000 subs, he's not making millions of dollars. He might be trying to stop working a 9-to-5 to become a full-time YouTuber. So, you know, like I said, I'll take it again to what we know as the, you know, the Kensington content creators, if you will. And it's like, well, what did they get out of it? You know, like we'll use Frank as an example. Goes down there, let's say a Saturday morning. He's out there for 8 hours, gives out water, food, haircuts, and things people have donated. Is his time worth nothing? Zero? You know, and that's, if he's not out there asking for donations and contributions left and right, then that would mean, you know, the views is what you're relying on. With Mr. Beast, yes, that ad revenue and merch and all these things that go into content creation. Yeah, Barn, we just spoke on that, man. Yeah, little sis passed. Prayers up to that. Shit is tragic, man. I'm sick of that shit taking people. Excuse me. But yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. I wanted to gauge the chat, see what you guys are thinking. Do you believe, I'm going to pose this question to the chat right now. Let me write it out first. Hope everybody's having a great night. You guys are fucking awesome as always. Let's see. How do I want to propose the question? Okay, I got it. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. And the question I pose to you guys is filming your charitable acts wrong? Yes or no? Live chat sound off on that, please and thank you. I love to see what you guys are thinking on that topic there. Is filming your charitable acts wrong? Yes or no? If you are going into... Okay, I'm getting some answers now. I see GMA saying no. I'm seeing Thursday no. Pammy no. I agree with you guys. I think when people talk of charity third hand, and by third hand, I'm saying like what a lot of these Twitter followers is what they're doing. You're an armchair, like they always say, you're an armchair quarterback, you know? So it's like, it's a weak argument to say, oh, you shouldn't be filming it. You should just do it out the kindness of your heart. The people saying that don't do shit out of the kindness of their heart. Last time they had extra money, they kept it. Do you know, it's always such the biggest hypocrites. I think that's what the qualification for Twitter is. I like what Richie said right here. I say no because you bring awareness. Exactly my point. That's a great point, Rich. Exactly. If you're bringing awareness, like I always said that, it's, to me, Nat, day one's in the building. Pammy, so true. So many people are just negative. The topic tonight was going to be this generation coming up, man. They're so pessimistic. They have no trust. You know, so if I came on certain, let's say, TikTok and Twitter, and I said I was an expert of something, people are challenging you. And, you know, nowadays more than ever, there used to be a respect. If someone said, hey, I'm a lawyer, and we started talking about law, you would respect their opinion a little bit because of their position. Nowadays, it's like right from the jump, they think you're lying about being the lawyer. Are you even a lawyer? Then once you prove you are, they know they're more of an expert from reading a few clips on the internet than you are for, you know, your 7 years of schooling. It's very toxic. You see it a lot on the internet. Very pessimistic. Someone could come on the internet on a comment section and write, no matter what you're going through, you're worth it. I hope everyone has a beautiful day. And there'll be a negative comment. And it's like, it's not trolling at that point. I start to question, where is the person in their mind? Where's the person in their life? For you to be that negative all the time, to strike again, you know, someone will make a comment and oh, you fucking clown. And it's like, bro, their comment was so passive. You know, it was so passive. And they come in so aggressive. Oh, you fucking clown, you fucking idiot. Yeah. Everybody's a professional nowadays from a few pages of Wikipedia, I guess. No problem, baby cakes. Love you. Thank you. Respect each other's opinion, even if it's different. Pammy, that's the fucking problem, is there's no respect of anyone's opinions anymore. It's my opinion's right. Yours is stupid. I don't want to hear why yours is right and mine's wrong. You know, you try to show me some kind of logic and it's la, 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 you know, fingers in the fucking ears. But, I don't know. It's just, I've been noticing the trend online, like, a lot of online, a lot of the youth, I would say, they're very, you know, pessimistic. Everyone's a liar. You don't know. You know, there was a video I seen recently of a story of a young man who was in a altercation with his father, and someone wrote in the comments, you know, if anyone were ever in a situation with their father, the person was saying they were, and you know, it fucked with him a little bit, you know, with some, you know, things that changed over time, but he never looked at his dad the same and things of that nature. It was a very genuine and very honest comment. And I even wrote there, like, I never fought my dad. I kind of pushed him once and we kind of backed off, but you know, but I kind of understood where he was coming from. And there's the like first 3 comments. Yo, you didn't fight your dad. It's like you don't even like. Why do we just assume it right away that someone wrote it just to lie? You wrote that for the clout. What clout? You know, I just think it's ridiculous. And like I said, with this Mr. Beast thing, it's what hill are we dying on here? This guy helped 1,000 people see from not even just America, all around the world. He, you know, did it in America. He said, all right, let's take this worldwide because, as in the video you see, it's a very high percentage of people that could be cured with the simple, you know, same day surgery. So it was good to see you guys' answers there. It seems like we're all kind of on the same page as that one, where it's like, I think what Rich said, it's bringing the awareness. But like I said, everybody's got to get something. You got to benefit somehow. For the content creator, they should just be in Kensington giving shit out of pocket just because. Who's paying for it? They're 9 to 5. Like, you should never, you could never expect someone to go to do that. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I'm going to drop the link in a minute. We'll do open panel tonight. Nothing spectacular. We can continue on this topic. Anybody has any other topics they'd like to bring up, you're more than welcome. That is always appreciated. I do ask that you come up. We're respectful of each other when someone is speaking. Be the bigger person and just stop for a second. Put a pin in what you were going to say and try to wait. You know what I mean? But that's all. The only rule I have up here, you know, try to give each other, even if you're arguing, make it a back and forth. I hate one-way conversations. Someone talking too much and you're just like, oh, okay. Can anybody else? But yeah, make sure you guys are hitting that like button for us. Give us a share. Today is a very off energy Convos, if you will. Last week I felt like I was popping, you know, and you're going to get those episodes naturally where you feel a little less energetic, and that's just life. Ain't it, guys and gals? Ain't it just life? RP in the building, Russian Princess, we appreciate you. Drop the link once again, guys. Anyone wants to come up and speak on the topic or any topic, feel free to click the link, come up, introduce yourself and your topic. Once again, we're speaking on Mr. Beast and the two-way street of charity. Once again, I'll play our clips just to give you guys a little background on what we're talking about. First, Mr. Beast's short, followed by Philip DeFranco's short explaining what's happening.
Okay. In this video, we're curing 1,000 people's blindness.
Okay. Did it play? Oh, I don't know if that played. I hope so.
Is Mr. Beast an exploiting monster or a hero? That's what some are debating after he posted a video where he helped 1,000 blind people see again, paying for the procedure, bringing in a surgeon, tons of people inspired by his actions, noting how game-changing this is for so many people. But others are furious, saying he's exploiting people for entertainment, for money, calling the video unethical. But others not angry at Mr. Beast, but rather the US healthcare system for making it so hard for folks to get this simple 10-minute yet life-altering surgery.
You watch this video, you go, oh, how cute and how nice. I watched the video and I'm filled with rage.
And Mr. Beast actually agreeing, tweeting, why don't governments step in and help?
I think that's the main fucking argument that needs to be made here. We always blame, you know, I always say that when things of this nature come up, you know, we're out here blaming the wrong fucking people. You always blame, let's blame Mr. Beast that governments don't help people. It's like, what the fuck kind of sense does that make? I don't get it sometimes. I feel like there's two generations coming up. I feel like there's a generation that's crazy but has a half a brain, and then I think there's another fucking portion that's just off their fucking rockers. Who's that knocking on the door? Is that really you, Pam? Oh no. Turn your camera on and wave. Holy shit. Okay, okay. You good. You can turn it back off. Got you. Hold up. I clicked the wrong button. I'm sorry. You going to keep it on, Pam? You got your camera on. You want to keep it on? Okay. You got it.
When I
Bang.
leave, what do I do?
You're there. You're there. Never mind. I had my thing up anyway. I'm stupid.
How can I see the chat?
Where? I'm trying
Chat.
to think.
Okay, hold on, chat.
Yeah, chat. And then there's two options. One of the options is for like the
Chat
the
with
back
everyone
chat.
in the studio, or
Yeah,
just
one's
comments. Okay, I
yeah,
just want to
one's
see the
back
comments.
chat and one's the regular comments. Yep.
Okay, and when I'm like I want to leave, I just hit done.
I think that's what's there. It says done or leave something. It's in the bottom
I
right.
just don't want a camera slip because I look like shit. Can you hear
You're
me
fine.
good?
I got the thing up anyway, so we're good.
Can you hear me good?
I hear you fine. Thank you for coming up.
Oh my God, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking surprise him.
You did it. I'm fucking shocked. I wasn't expecting. That's why I'm like, wait a minute. Is that really you? I'm like, wave at the freaking camera for a second.
What do you have on? Like a commercial or something?
No, I have nothing on.
Oh, does everybody hear me right now?
Yeah. They can hear both of us.
Oh, I didn't know
Thursday.
they could hear me. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, Thursday just said hi, Pamela. Good to hear your voice.
Oh, hey. Hi, everybody.
So we got Pamela J up here with us. First time on a fucking panel.
Oh my God, I always promised Murph
You did it.
I would be the first. I would come on his panel first because he was the first person I met.
Yep.
Over at Morals Over Money. Hey, Chucky.
That's a fact. Babe, where are you? Pam's up here. Come listen.
I know. Where's Kels? She's like probably dealing with somebody right now.
Yeah, she's busy. That's what I was saying. I know she had to walk away. She'll come back. Wait till the people come in the chat and catch on.
Oh, look, people are like, I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? People like could hear me the whole time. Oh my God.
Look, well, I'm gonna take the thing off the screen. Then they're all gonna come in. They still can't see you because you have your camera off.
Do they see my
I like
avatar?
to keep it respectful. Look, now your avatar will be there. Okay. Did it come off? Oh, that was the background. Hold on, wrong one.
I can only see the chat right now.
Oh, okay. No, it'd just be the screen with our avatars. There you go.
Oh, look at Becky G. She's like, well, I was gonna go to sleep, but that woke me up.
Yeah, right. I know. Becky did say that she was listening.
Oh my God, bro! I'm so happy to be able to be on panel with you. It's so much fun. Mike just took a shower, and I'm like, he heard your voice, and I was like, that's my bro in Philly. I'm like, I'm getting ready to get on his chat. He's like, okay, go ahead, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Hey, that's awesome. Nah, you gotta jump in feet first. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's what you look at. Tam. She did, and now she's loving it.
Oh well, you know me, honey. I'm talkative as hell. Ask
hell
Becky
yeah.
G, ask any. I mean, ask it. Kels already knows, and you already know. I talk to you guys all the time anyway.
Yeah. You talk to her. I'll just be sitting there, and I'm in the conversation.
I know. It's all three of us on the conference call. Everybody. That's what we do.
But yeah, what do you think about the topic, Pam? Like just with the generation of throwing hate to someone that's doing, things good like that, just because, he's making money off of it.
Well, you know what I think is that people that want to sit back and criticize what somebody else is doing needs to look inner self as to why they're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, like what the hell is wrong with them in their life that they feel that they have to do something like that
right away?
How
exactly.
Is it affecting them? What is it doing to you if the person that's getting the help is appreciative and grateful of it? Why are you to sit back and criticize? And grant you, it's you can go on that free speech and all that other crap and all that stuff, but
it's so funny you say that too, because right as I watched it again right before the live, and it's like I got that same feeling again, because it's like as soon as I'm watching the video and I'm watching these people get the thing removed from their eyes, the gauze, and they're like start crying because they could see and thanking him, and then he's handing them 10 G's on top of it, and they're crying, and it's like, how can you see that? And your first thought is, oh, he's making money off this. He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Me balina.
And also,
people are gonna hate success.
So what if he's making money? he's giving it back too.
Well, that's the worst part is he pretty much gives back. If he made 50 million, he'll probably put like 48 million of that right back into his videos.
Right.
So,
Who
you know,
are
he
you to
doesn't
judge?
profit.
It's capitalism, man. It's people making money. That's his business. What the hell is wrong with it
And
now?
well, I think that's a big problem in America nowadays, though, too. It's like capitalism, you have to live in that system, but on the same note, the left or whoever you want to say, the contrarians, they go, you know, it kills people and it's horrible and it's toxic. It's like, yeah, but as you're sipping a $7 coffee and your $45 shoes, like people,
Exactly.
it's so much hypocrisy. I think people don't fully understand that.
They don't understand it. And I'm going to tell you what, the ones that bitch the most are the ones that go home to gated communities with security and everything else and want to, they want to stand up at the podium and promise all this stuff to people that are depending on it and hoping that they're going to follow through with whatever they say they're going to, you know, do. And then they go home to their, and I'm not saying it to everybody. That's a very broad statement, but for the most part, you know.
And that's the crazy part. This is on Twitter. This is unfolding. It's like you can actually reach out to a senator. Yeah, sometimes you can reach out to the president on Twitter. Like Donald Trump lived on Twitter. So it's like, so for you to tweet out and write at Mr. Beast, how dare you make money? And instead of writing at Vice President, why is a man on YouTube paying for this and we're not? I would, yes, if I found out that there was a cheap, fast, affordable way for 50% of, you know, legally blind people to see, I would pay taxes for that. Like, that's what people always say. But I would pay in the taxes for some of these things that, you know what I mean? More reasonable things. If I could pay an extra $20 a month to make sure every diabetic had diabetes medication, I would pay that 20 hand over hand.
Oh, hell yeah. And look what, I mean, God forbid, you know, people want to do things for veterans and senior citizens and homeless people and stuff like that. And the people sitting there criticizing everybody are the ones that don't do jack shit about it. So
yeah, exactly. And that's what it is. They get, but they're just negative people. They would never help anyone. They're not even helping themselves.
You can't. They're going. You know what? Most people like this Mr. what's his name, Mr. Beast, he stands if he does and if he doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can't make, I mean,
RP and Rich were just speaking on it, you know, saying I'm going to try to go back to their comments. They were actually good comments. Hold on. RP said people are going to hate success out of envy. Yeah, that's such a good point. And Rich said sometimes people hate because they didn't come up with the freaking idea in the first place. And they're both so true. And it's like, yo, he's uber successful. Like he knows how to play the algorithm game perfectly. And it's like what he did is he took his channel and then he made it in German. Then he made it in Italian. Then he made it in Spanish. Then he made it in Mandarin Chinese. Now his video, he has 8 channels that gross so much money per month. He's opening restaurants in people's towns. He's opening food banks. Like, why are we hating on this guy? There aren't better targets.
Exactly. I'm like, somebody that's doing good for themselves and you're hating on them, as long as they're not harming people, you got to question your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no,
And that's, I mean, you know, bringing it back to a micro size with the morals over money and what the Kensington community, as I say, it's like, oh, you're enabling it. It's like, is every fucking penny going to be enabling? At some point, am I paying them to survive? At what point? At what point is it $4 is enough for a water but not a bag, so we could do that? Like why are we picking and choosing? You know.
For me, my stance on that is, if I had a loved one or a friend or somebody out there in Kensington struggling, I would fucking hope, excuse me, I'm sorry, I would hope they would run into somebody like Frank.
Exactly. That's so I love how you just said that. Perfectly put. I agree 1,000%. I have people out there that I'm hoping, you know, run into Frank.
Exactly. Like, how can you criticize firstly ask yourself, people that sit back and criticize, they got to ask themselves, number one, what are they doing? And,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff. But I have always said that because, that's where you and I met.
Yep.
Frank, I've been following Frank forever. I mean, it's been a long, 3-4 years?
Yeah, yeah,
And,
years, 3 years, 4 years.
no
Yeah.
matter how big he's gotten, he still goes out there.
Yep.
He's got
Same
his
guy.
business. He's got the kids. He's got Rachel, the business. I mean, all of that stuff. And I'm telling you, like I said.
And it's honestly, it's once you hit a certain point, you're going to get these people that you can't please. Mr. Beast is like most of these people on Twitter. These are people that just hate him for everything he does. And then when you try to get into why, it starts to get into like conspiracy theory territory. Oh, well, I heard he did this. And you're like, what?
Some arguments are not even worth the time, or you can't get
people on the internet get really weird. The other day, Mod Son is dropping like little snippets because he has an album coming. So I seen the one snippet. I said, "Oh, this is fire." Somebody comments and says, "Mod Son and Avril aren't really married. It's all a show." So I'm like, how do I want to answer this question? Do I want to like embarrass them? Do I want to try to pick their mind to ask what like? So all I wrote was, I'm not fucking either of them. What do I care? But what makes someone go there? It stumped me. It's like, why?
But at the same token, playing devil's advocate, you have to think that's their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Does it even warrant a response at all?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I'm only gonna respond to people that warrant a response for real, unless I'm in a playful mood or don't give a
Yeah, no, I get it.
But like, when somebody like blatantly like is cruel or nasty to somebody for something I believe was heartfelt, or like they, did good for somebody, I'm gonna defend them. I'm sorry. That's just the way I am.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like like how do we gauge Frank's financial impact? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, are we going to say the views he's getting pays for what he does?
No.
Is there a dollar figure that can be put on that? It's so crazy. So it's like, why go down these roads at all? But it's like, once you hit that certain peak, you got them people on your heels. Do you know what I mean? It's like Frank had 20,000 subs. Everyone loved him. Frank hit 50,000 subs. He had 12 serious haters. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, babe, Pammy's up here.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know. I see Kellen. I see Kel's in the chat. Hey, baby.
And Nat's like, Pammy.
I know.
Wait till we get the women's panel together.
I know.
Wait till we get this women's panel. That shit's going to be fire.
You know what? I'll be your little co-host when I can. But
the
thing about it is that you look at Frank, and the man bought a trailer and rigged it up with a shower and everything for people. Okay, he cuts people's hair. He feeds people. He gives them clothes. He brings his family down there, for God's sake. Yeah.
Yeah, and the sad part is, as you said, a lot of the people who are commenting never lived it. A lot of these people live in them, in a different country or in a different part of this country, never seen anything like Kensington in their lives, and they're not taking into what you just said, in effect, puts his family there. That sentence right there, they're not understanding the levity of that sentence. You know what I mean? Like,
I understand now, because of the current state of Kensington just as a whole. He shouldn't be taking he was taking like the baby, and it's not safe.
Yeah.
It's not.
No, shit. I had my kids there until fucking 3-4 years ago, so I get it. It's definitely not the ideal place.
Thursday says he doesn't judge people. That's right, he doesn't.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And even when he had the incidences and the beef with him and AML, it's like, how much did when we step back, how much weird shit did we all see? from like just people you didn't even know pop in. Oh, Frank's doing this because he's jealous. And it's like they both have the same amount of numbers, the same amount of impact. There's
You know
nothing
what
for
it
either.
is? Here's
It
my
always
opinion.
goes back to everybody. Oh, they're doing it for the clout. He wants clout. Why would Frank get it? You just said Frank
No,
bought a trailer, turned it into a shower. Well, he wanted clout. He just wanted clout. That's what they'll always go back
no.
to.
I think for Frank, this is just my personal opinion. I think that Frank had the burden of knowledge. So having daughters and a wife, and just anybody that has females in their life, if you have the burden of knowledge, it was a very uncomfortable situation at best. But at the same token, had he had something come to fruition and he had not said anything, where would he be then?
Sure. Yeah, and then he'd be guilty still.
Yeah, then he'd be
You knew
the
this information and
bastard that
didn't tell
say
anyone, and
anything. Yeah.
yeah. Now every
So,
girl afters on you in some way, and yep.
I mean,
It's
we can't judge what other people do. He did what he felt was best, and that's something he has to live with. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
We can only take the knowledge or the information he gives us and do our own damn research.
Yeah.
That's
And I mean,
basically it.
that's the type of thing where there's 5 different outcomes. And
Yeah.
Frank even spoke on that when it was there. Like, all right, one of these outcomes is I just go beat his fucking ass. Another outcome is I come to y'all. Another outcome is me and him talk about it. Like, yo, that's real fucking talk, and that's real talk for guys out there. That's how it would be for me. If I was like, my shit would always be different, because even if I didn't move, I'd be at Kensington contact, but I wasn't doing outreach. You'd see me like walking around the neighborhood.
Right.
But it's like, on the same token, it's like if I grew close to people out there on the streets, like I know people, I'm not going to let you fucking disrespect them and say nothing. Like, no, we're going to talk about this. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
I mean, Chuck knows. Chuck was in the same spot with us. Chuck got that same respect from, the people on the block that we got. So they knew that, like, we didn't fuck around. We always rode whatever needed to be done. You know what I mean? Shit like that. So people appreciate it. But when you say that, I know that's been a fact for me. People here, they see the Dirty Kenzo and, oh, you don't live there anymore. You're not. And it's like, bro, if you only fucking knew what we were in 4 years ago, 5 years ago, like, you'd be biting your word.
I mean, just because you don't live there now doesn't mean you don't know the lifestyle.
Yeah, like I finally got out, and that's a bad thing. Yeah, we finally got out, and that's a bad thing.
Yeah, really.
I could sleep at night. Oh my God.
You put Kels and the kids in a better situation.
Yeah.
Better.
It's just fucking crazy.
Somebody's always got something to say.
And Rich, that's what my point was. Rich said Frank has been through it as well, so he understands it and he's giving back. And I think that's such a great point there, Rich. Like, and I was going to bring this up as well. When certain things happen on YouTube, right? And like a certain content creators will do something in this community and people will go, oh my God, can you fucking believe they blocked so-and-so? They said this, they showed that, they doxed this. And it's like, if you knew half of the shit, a lot of us did, blocking somebody ain't shit.
Yeah.
Like when I was hustling and ripping and running, and like I said, I know when Chuck and Kels and me, when Kels' dad, everybody was ripping and running, we were way different people than we are today. Way different.
You can't tell me old Chuckles was like that.
Chuck was a hustler. Chuck was crazy at one point.
Chucky. I call him Chuckles.
But when he had to step up to the fucking plate, he did.
Well, yeah. I mean,
he had a daughter to worry about. He did what he had to do.
Some people that don't understand just don't understand.
And they never will. Yeah, it's it's easy to talk shit from your phone from a distance, and but that's what I always say. Even with me, people are like, "Oh my God, can you believe Murph?" Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, if you knew half the shit I did in my life, you would not be pointing fingers for half the shit I do on here.
You know what? You don't know what you'll do when you have to survive or feed your kids or whatever.
And listen, most of the things I'm not proud of, they were the worst case, and it was like shit was at the limit. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
that's why I don't try to carry too many regrets. The things when I was young, I might have not done, but I might have stood back and let things happen. I can't be to blame for someone else's toxicity. You know what I mean? It's like I have to be the blame for not stopping it when I know I should have. I could get over that part, but with the regret. But
When
there's
you're
certain things
yeah.
otherwise, like robbing somebody at gunpoint. I'm not going to ever be proud of that. I'm never going to stop be able to regret that. But I try to find the silver lining from it, which I got a job, didn't rob anybody yet. Tried one person, felt horrible. I can't do this. Found a job. Didn't do it again. You know what I mean? So it was the same thing like when I tried to sell crack, when I tried to sell heroin, it was like, I don't feel right. Like I'll sell weed again. Like, that's how I felt. People thought I was crazy. You're going to go back to that money from that money? Listen, the clientele, I just couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with, the hurt.
Everybody deserves to redeem themselves. I don't think if you do a bad act, that you're cursed forever. Now,
I agree.
Depending on the act, obviously, there's
for sure
levels.
levels.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, there's levels for sure.
Yeah. So,
Selena, salute.
Hey,
Appreciate
Selena.
you. No, you're 100% right about that. I would say there's levels, like, but I don't know because things change in different opinions. I'm sure I'd say 98% of us agree. Sex crimes are unforgivable. I think most people, especially when it involves children, then it's pretty much unforgivable. But to a citizen or just a regular person, murder is unforgivable. But to someone from the streets, murder's not unforgivable. Murder could happen, could be an accident. It's a gray area, I'll say.
It depends.
So you know what I mean? It's like there's going to be different perspectives. There'll be
Mm-hmm.
different perspectives, I think, there.
Oh yeah, totally different perspectives in the situation too. It's
You're where you're from matters. You're a product of your environment.
I think you and I are probably some of the we don't judge people as harshly as most would. And I'm only saying that because you and I are talking. No offense to anybody in the panel. I'm not talking.
That's why we have people.
Chat.
Yeah, that's why these people are around us, because we feel they're the same as us. So yeah, you're acknowledging everybody for sure.
Yeah, I'm just saying people in the chat, just because I feel this way doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, you may feel the same way, but we're not talking, one-on-one. But look at Vic LFM, my brother.
That's my brother right there.
You want to talk about?
Let me tell you guys, Vic does it every fucking time. Just blows my mind. I had never seen someone so loyal. Really, he messaged. I don't want to put his whole personal business. I'll just put a tidbit of this. He messaged me on Friday and apologized for missing my show because he was doing something that was like very important. Like, I'm like, bro, that is way more important than this. Please just, let me, keep us posted, but, things of that. Just his fucking loyalty is mind blowing. Apologizing if you're like doing something you had no choice.
The thing about it is that he respects you. That's why.
Yeah.
And he gets respect. People who give respect get respect.
Yep.
So
that's what YouTube's all about. It's so true.
He's the number one gentleman. Besides yourself, of course.
No, I agree. I can't think of anywhere Vic doesn't go that people say hi to him. Yeah. If I see him behind the bar, that whole community saluting him. If I see him at, I'm just talking about like the offshoots of our community, like the outer third ring, if you will.
Exactly.
You see him in there and half that chat.
I know exactly what you're saying, and the thing about it is that Vic will stand up for anybody, lady, guy, whatever, but he's so sweet, and when I hear him on panel, his voice is so cute. I just think he's adorable.
That's my guy right there. It's just crazy.
Fresh Breezy. I see Fresh Breezy.
Fresh Breezy. We got Pamela J up here. Well, I would have did an interview if I knew Pam was coming.
Well, what are you going to interview me about? That's, you can't be putting
Listen,
your business out there. They'll troll the fuck out of your ass.
that's why I know what to ask. But Tam didn't give anything that she hadn't gave already.
Yeah, this is true
You know what I
too.
mean?
Yeah,
That's the
this is
benefit of
true.
me knowing you a little bit, so I don't have to ask every question.
I know. You already know. You know, Kels knows. Everybody that needs to know knows enough about me. They know. And anybody that talks to me behind the scenes knows. I will talk your damn ear off.
I've always spoke on that though. It's a tragedy on YouTube sometimes, especially with like the community. It's like at one point it's such a catch-22. It's like you want to tell people I don't want to be I don't want people to go, hey, Dirty Kenzo. I want you to know I'm Murph. And why am I Murph? Because that's my nickname for my last name. Do you know what I mean? Who's Queen Kells? That's my I want people to know that information. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't want people to just, hey, Kenzo, hey, Dirty Kenzo. It's like, no, you want people to know who you are. But on the same token, you can't give too much information, because then if I give my full name, someone's trying to dox me. Someone's trying to fucking find my address. Like, I mean, I wish you would. I'll put my foot up your ass, but
I know there's just too many there's just too many weird. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but it's people.
There's too many levels of weirdos too. You have like minor weirdos, major weirdos.
People don't use the best judgment, I think, sometimes when they're either trying to get attention or they think they're going to get known from making some stupid ass remark on YouTube or whatever.
I think that a lot of people think that, what you just said, the latter. I think a lot of people think of, I don't even like to glorify the fucking assholes, but the one that trolled the fire in the Bronx.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Talk about a motherfucker who thinks he's getting famous off a comment.
That's
right.
What I'm saying.
Like you go on these panels to a point where a professional rapper told the host, yo, get this fucking turkey off the panel. You know what I mean? Like you had your chance to talk to a well-known rapper and write what we're talking about tonight's topic. Right away, you got to go to this pessimistic, everyone's a liar, everyone's after cloud, everyone's a cheater because you are. You know what I mean? You're a piece of shit, so everybody is. They don't realize that they're doing that projection.
But unfortunately, sometimes the ones.
So, Lena, you feel me? Minor weirdos and major weirdos.
Sometimes the ones that troll can sometimes make some really great points and have some great knowledge, but nobody takes them serious because they're just they don't know how to conduct themselves.
It's a happy balance. It's like,
but at the same
I can come on a panel.
At the same token, I love funny trolls. They're hilarious.
Yeah, of course. But see, like where I feel like where I have myself like aligned here. If I come up on a panel, you never know what I'm coming with. I could come with a mind-blowing point. I could come up kicking some knowledge, or I could say some funny, dumb shit that's going to change the whole topic.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? So, and now when you get some of these trolls, it's like, I can almost bet my life savings that you're going to try to ruin the show. You know what I mean? It's like you're going to show your junk. You're going to say the N-word. Somehow you're going to come up here and ruin this show. I can almost, you know what I mean? So it's like, I come up, I might be able to save a show if it's fucking tanking. I might be able to help tank it quicker. You never know. But that with them, there's
but we know what happens
guesswork.
When you try to be the hero, right? When you try to like save something.
That's why Superman's dead. Told you. I told you.
You try to be the negotiator or the what do they call that?
I did that shit for too long, and it did nothing but get people mad at me. I knew every fucking argument everybody in this community was having with each other. Murph, who do you think's right? Blah blah. Man, Superman's dead. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't care.
Yeah,
people hit me up. Yo, did you see this? Over. This happened. No, I wasn't there. Well, they did this, and this. Yeah, but I just told you I wasn't there, so I don't care. Like, if I'm saying fuck YouTube for the night, I don't want you to tell me what happened on YouTube.
The thing about it is, you can stop
spoilers, bro.
You can stop to take a potty break and come back to a chat, and some shit's done blown up, and you don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I mean, when you really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been in chats where I'm chatting with somebody else and some other shit pops off with somebody else. And I'm like, what
salute,
the
Amos. Yeah, exactly. The energies can change so fast.
Yeah, totally. So much.
And with
Like,
the more people on a panel, the easier it could almost be like two parties at once on a panel. If you have like
yeah,
8 people, you've seen it. People will be on the screen arguing with each other, and it's like there's like, let's say 8 people on a panel. Like 4 of them are arguing with each other, and it's like me and Tommy D are like talking to each other through the argument.
I
Yo,
know. That's
Tom, you
why.
see that new Eminem song? Yeah, Murph, pretty dope.
I know. That's why I'm just like, if it's a lot of people, I prefer not to be on. Like, if there's too many people, because if
But
somebody is
you've
having
learned
a set,
because you've learned the lessons.
right, if
You
somebody else is
gladiator
having a
school.
separate conversation and hears me say something where they didn't hear the whole entire conversation and want to judge,
Exactly.
I mean, there's so much panel
Yep.
etiquette. It's ridiculous.
I tell everybody the longer you're on a panel, the more chance you have of saying something stupid. Always remember that. Like people go on panels for 4 hours and then wonder why 3 hours in there's an argument because someone said the N-word. And it's like, it's 5 a.m. and you freaks have been on for 6 hours. Like that's why this is happening. You should be in bed getting
I
ready
said,
to be a functioning adult tomorrow. But
no,
no, you know what I mean? So it's like you're asking for it.
alcohol, shrooms, any other stuff, drugs.
And that's
Nothing
exactly what
mixes
it
with
is too. You get
YouTube
drunk
panels.
motherfuckers up here screaming at each other.
Hi, Amos. How are you? I see you said hi.
Like I said, to this day, I don't know how that one fucking girl got mad at me because she thought I was a gang member. Like it doesn't even sound logical.
I think it's by association.
I guess, but don't get mad when I go, I'm not even sure what you're talking about. I wasn't being disrespectful by saying no. I'm like, no, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Hi, Tommy D. How
Thomas.
are you? I hope you and the boys are good, Mom and
But
Dad.
yeah, that was something I always laugh about with panels, man. People be arguing and then you just, yo, Murph, what's up? Yo, what's up, Tommy? Yo, fuck you, bye-bye. You just hear me and Tommy talking like under the argument.
I know. It's funny.
Me and
But,
Barn roast each other.
Yeah, I know. Especially
You gotta have
like
fun.
you and Barn, and just so many of us go back so far that sometimes when things get out of hand, it's stressful because, and all in all, we're good people, I mean, you just want to
but a lot of shit gets stupid. It gets crazy and it gets stupid. Like I said, now that I don't involve myself with things, I say like I'm not out here saving nobody. It's like I get hit up about shit and I say, listen, I don't want to be involved, and people get mad at me for it. It's like because I don't want to be involved in something I had nothing to do with. That's insane.
It's almost like you're better to, like, if somebody ever asks me my opinion and I know pretty much the full story, I'll give it. But at the same token, you really take the risk of like offending somebody else. So really, what do you do?
You're always damned if you do, damned if you don't. I said this 2 years ago. Someone had came into the live chat that some of the ladies, some of them may not even be here anymore, but some of the ladies had beef with, and they shot the girl. And I was like, I apologize. Like, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't right there. Are you going to take this girl's side and say, fuck your mods, like your everyday supporters? Or are you going to, you know what I mean? So it's like, damned if you do, damned if you. You can only really say to your mods, like, yo, let's not shoot nobody over dumb shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but in the moment, you can't.
That's why, like you were saying, in mod selection, you really have to know your mods and your mods have to know you. Mm-hmm. Like, there's pretty much like, I shot somebody in your chat a few days ago, which I probably shouldn't have, but he deserved it.
He laughed about it. He didn't leave. He was in on the joke.
He was in on it. Yeah, he's actually a friend of mine, so whatever. But it's not my place to play around with your, panel or your.
And see, that's
chat.
different. If you did it tonight, I'd be a little more upset than I wasn't upset at all on the one you're talking about. Let me say that first. Right. I was laughing. I got it. Like I just said, I knew he was in on the joke. I was in on the joke. I was rolling.
Yeah, but at the same token,
but if it happened here, like tonight, I'd be a little upset because I'm like, yo, why are you shooting him when we're having a serious, like, we got to be able to know when to cut it off. Yeah, if I got to be able to cut off being a goofball, everybody does. Because I live my life that way. I'm always making jokes.
You have
That's
to
just how I
know the
live my life.
time. Yeah, you got to read the room and take the temperature. And if it's not right, you don't do
Yep.
it.
And that's so true, because you can make this. I've made the same point on different platforms at different times. And one time it hits, another time it caused an argument. And it's like, it's just the room. It's the people you're saying it to. It's the way you say it. It's the energy leading up to it.
Yeah, exactly. So I know you're the type that welcomes people until they fuck up and then you get rid of them. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just
I
how you
want new
are.
people to always try to come in and enjoy themselves. You never know when you're going to get a perspective to make you think differently. Or so I want people to come in, you know what I mean? But people come in and start fucking acting like scumbags. Like, no, I'm not going to let you do that. I still have loyalty.
Well, what about me? I mean, sometimes I'm so damn clueless. I'll say hi to or welcome to a freaking troll that everybody else knows is a troll, and I've done missed a couple of days or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like,
That's
"Why are
just
you?"
your politeness, though. I can't be
I
mad at you
know.
being
I
polite.
can't help it. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
but that's I got to let go a lot of that bullshit, because that's how it was before. You're like, oh, you said hi to this person I don't like. Like, man, that is so petty bullshit. I can't get wrapped up in that YouTube bullshit like that.
No, you
Oh,
can't. You can't.
you're this person says hi to, did such and such, fucking said they wanted to fuck me and blew me off, and you said hi to them, and it's like, okay, I'm just trying to be nice.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that we're all adults and we can pick and choose what we want to do. But I draw the line at people being offensive and cruel to people. I can't take
Yeah.
that. I just can't.
My thing is hypocrisy and lying. When people lie, like recently, someone came after me that I wasn't even ready for, started talking about cows. It's fine, because then I'm gonna come right back for you. But then when we're on another platform and you shoot me for no reason, and then go, he talked about my wife, but you called me out, I'm gonna be right on your pause, but I'm gonna be right on your ass, because I don't like that hypocrisy. If you're gonna say you shot me because your butt hurt because I flamed you, don't say it's because I talked about it. No, you started it, I ended it. Keep it a buck.
Well, that's a lot. Some of the I've noticed that some of the content creators will talk a bunch of shit and then shoot or block somebody and not give them the chance to defend themselves or make their
A lot of
point.
people do that. Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of people do
so
that.
you've got to go on your channel and then your channel becomes a shit show.
Yep.
It's almost like
Yep. It is. That's what it is.
go.
It's a back and forth. You'll see it happen. Even King Troll, you'll see a lot of content creators come in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then towards the end, it's only a few. It's just the ones that stay there the whole time. That couple in the beginning will come in, get into an argument with someone in the chat, bang, go right to their channel and start bad mouthing that person. That's what it's like. I'm going to come in your channel and talk shit till you block me. And then I'm going to start a live talking about you. And now the people are bouncing back and forth between lives. It's fucking Jerry Springer in a fucking trailer park.
But I'm just saying, like, if we talked about totally serious stuff all the time, it would probably be boring. But I mean, we
need a mix. Yeah,
you need a mix, but I think sometimes it goes way too left or way too right. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You don't know. And you know what? You also have to take into consideration things that are going on in people's personal lives that may cause them to act out of character.
For sure. And then you get the terrible thing of you give them that, and then they keep leaning on that like it's a crutch.
Or they do something that is totally out of character. They sincerely apologize, and you notice a change, so you know they're genuine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what about the motherfuckers that are like, I'm sorry, and then do it again? Do you know what I mean? So it's like there's so many different kind of fucking personalities on here.
Well, there is, yeah.
And there's people that'll go, oh, I'm sorry, I was on a new medication. I'm sorry, I was depressed. I was going through a breakup. And it's like, that is no reason to treat people like shit. That to say, you were hooked back on, you relapsed, so that's why you said the N-word. Like, that's a fucking cop-out. Like, no, you need to come clean on both of them. You need to come clean on why you're a racist, and you need to come clean on why you're getting high, because that's part of the reason.
You know my theory on that.
Dirty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My theory on the N-word thing is if you use it that freely, it's a habit. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm not
Selena,
cool.
that's
I'm not
I
cool
hate.
with that.
You can ask anybody here. I don't block people when they talk shit. I'll debate the shit out of any. I hate that. Say something, block them right away before they can answer. I hate that shit.
Yeah. And again,
Rich, they always go for Kels. I don't get it. Like a grown man, I'll be like, "Fuck you, you ugly motherfucker, cross-eyed," and they're like, "Yeah, your wife," and I'm like, "Why aren't you talking about me?" Like they go right. It doesn't make me freak out either. I know some people you would do it because it makes them freak out. I'll talk about his wife. Will fucking go crazy. That's not me. I don't do that. I laugh at you. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you're talking bad about a good woman. Why? You're talking bad about a good woman. Why would I care what you're saying?
But for the most part, even if you know Kells or you don't know Kells, any man with any type of integrity about themselves attacking somebody's wife is not right.
Exactly. And that's what I said. Even though I was doing it in retribution, I still felt bad. Do you know what I mean? So that's crazy. That shows you the level.
Right. But I'm just saying that's trigger points where, I mean, you just wouldn't randomly come out of nowhere and do it.
Yeah. No, I'm coming to them, not their wife.
I'm just talking. You have the right to defend yourself. And
but people get that. It's just people get fucking crazy on it. Oh, you laughed when they were making fun of me. And it's like, how the fuck do you know what I was laughing at?
I know that's one thing.
Oh, well, you shouldn't go to that chat room anymore. No one, I pay my phone bill. Go fuck yourself. Like,
you know, the thing about it is that
if Kels ain't telling me what to watch on YouTube, I'm not letting nobody else.
I don't want to be on a panel with a bunch of people and somebody say something funny and then somebody say something serious and they think that I'm laughing at the
Exactly. That, you know, it's even worse when you're in the chat though. That's what it was with me. They were saying I was laughing in the chat at things that were being. I'm like, unless I personally say to the host, you know, that's the only time it would really mean I was laughing at what they were saying. If I said something about someone's wife right now and Vic LFM went, ha ha, Murph, now you know he's laughing at the subject. But if he just wrote ha ha, I could think he's laughing at fucking Rich. Why would you just naturally assume I'm laughing about you? Like the sun don't rise and set on your fucking ass. All right, bud, calm down. Like you are not.
But at the same token, how many times have you been doing a show? You're talking, you have some people engaged in the show, but then you have people that are chatting that are in their own fucking conversation that we're laughing, but we're not laughing. I mean, I've been in the situation, I've been called out before, like that wasn't right that you laughed at me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I wasn't laughing at you.
Yeah, you're like, wait, what are you talking about? You're like, no, we were talking about fucking shoe size, asshole. You know, yeah, exactly. And that's what happens. Selena, it's fucking junior high school. It's not high school. It's junior high school. It's middle school.
Selena, you ain't wrong, honey. It sure enough is.
But that's exactly it, Pam. You could be in the chat laughing about fucking shoe size. Ladies could be having the, you know, a man's member is related to his shoe size. Ladies having a little lady snickering. Now all of a sudden they were laughing because someone said your grandmother had fucking arthritis. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, no, we're laughing at fucking dudes pissing on their balls, not your grandma. Oh it's crazy.
God. It's hilarious. It really is. You can't take
and you know, at one point I did take it serious. Like, and I thought that would help me succeed in what I wanted to do with my content. I'm like, then I step back and I'm like, what am I thinking? Like, no way would that ever. If you're trying to bend over backwards for everybody, you're never pleasing anyone, including yourself.
No, not at all. And if you don't speak naturally and from your heart, you're not going to come through as authentic anyway.
It shows immediately.
It shows immediately. So I hope
I always said I could come up here with nothing. I do it every Tuesday.
I wonder if people in the chat think that my voice matches the way that I chat. I'm curious to know.
I think it at some point it does. Like, I know with me it does. I talk the same way.
That's only because you and I have been talking on the phone for years. You know,
but I try to talk exactly the same though. So when you see it, if I'm not wrenched, let's say, you know that's me, or someone studied me very closely. Well, I don't say what you, I say what you. You know what I mean? Things like that.
Well, you know, when you and me and Kels have our teleconferences together, I'm usually, if I'm really passionate about something, I'll start like my voice starts to rise. And just so everybody knows, I have a hearing problem, so sometimes I talk louder, and then I have to like say, "Oh my God, am I talking loud?" And like I try
Yeah.
to lower my
I mean,
voice
people
a
worry
little
about that
bit.
naturally up here. You see,
Yeah.
I don't care. People are like, Murph, you're yelling. I'm like, my bad. I'll turn down a little bit.
I'm part Irish too. We all
Exactly, and
yell.
that's how we are. I'm sure expressive, man. You yell that shit. You don't wait your turn.
Yeah, we don't. We talk over each other. We cuss like sailors,
They're
and
like, wait for
we.
the talking stick. You're like, I'll beat you with the fucking talking stick, you wee bastard.
I know, I know. When friends of mine who don't like cuss in their households or their families are very quiet, when they come to any of my family functions, they're like in total shock. Like
I warn people. I'll say that. I warn
I
people.
do warn people too. Like, I mean, it's nothing for us to drop the F-bomb around.
Well, that's what
It
people say
doesn't.
to me. Why don't you film work? I'm like, because I work with my fucking dad. Like, no way. No way. Ever. That dude
Well,
will
you
have
know,
me canceled in a fucking second.
well, you know, you and I have already discussed this. I come from a contractor's background
Yeah,
too.
and we argue all day, Pam,
We
about how to do
argue
the
all
job.
day. It's fuck you this, you know, you
Yep.
bastard this, blah blah blah.
I'm like, that's fucking stupid. How's it fucking stupid, Tom? How's it fucking stupid? This is how fucking stupid, Dad. That's how we sound all
I'm
day.
telling you, and they play. I used to work. My uncle and dad and a bunch of uncles owned a contracting business, and we as teenagers, me and my cousins would work. You know, like on
That's
the
how I
weekends
started.
from
That's
like
how I started.
13, 14 years
Yep.
old. And they
Yep.
would play jokes on each other. We would all like wait until my uncle, who was like in charge, would leave, and then we'd all fuck off all day long. You know, I mean, like all kinds of stuff.
There's fun to be had. I mean,
Yeah,
it a lot depends on your crew. Like you said, it was your family. When it's your family, it's a wrap.
Yeah, yeah. And I can remember like going to, because I'm from the DC area. I'm from Washington, DC. So we'd get jobs in like DC apartment buildings and stuff like that. And that's where like a lot of my I'm scared to death of rats and shit. I'd see rats in the alleys and stuff. Ugh. But anyway, yeah, we've done other stuff, not always rat stuff, but I'm just, you know.
No, I think that gives you a little bit of like worldliness too, even in your own town. Because I feel like a lot of people, I think everyone in the chat could even maybe justify for themselves. It's like, I lived in Philly, and I know people in Philly that have never seen the Liberty Bell. There's people in New York that have never seen the Statue of Liberty. It's like, you have to know your own city. Like,
but at the same
that's how I
token,
felt
like
about
I
it.
feel guilty like when people from out of town come to visit me and they're like, oh, we want to go to the Smithsonian, the Air and Space Museum, the History Museum, and this. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do that crap.
I went in fifth grade. Yeah, I went in fifth grade.
Well, you go on field trips when you're younger, and
I haven't traveled for shit. I haven't traveled for shit. I need to travel more.
I do too. That's my goal. I'm gonna go to the UK and stay with Becky and Haley.
You're just gonna move in, right?
Yeah, and then
you're gonna start selling tea and crumpets.
Yeah, exactly. And then I have to make sure Idris is going to be home because I will swing by and see him too.
I'd like to get a fucking what is that? Like a Winnebago and just go see people off YouTube. That'd be fun as shit to just drive coast to coast.
Yeah.
There's content to be made, you know.
Yeah, that would be good. What's that one guy's name? Like Tune 215 or whatever?
Tune 215, yeah. That's fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started as Philly tours, but then he just started, I think that's what he did. He rented a Winnebago or bought one. And yeah, I mean, listen, I wish I could. My kids are getting old enough to where I might be able to do that in a few years.
Yeah, if you can afford the damn gas.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Well, that'll be fine. We just can't have eggs for breakfast. Have you seen the price of eggs?
I wonder if the price of eggs has dropped. What else is
No, it went up. They're still talking. Like, I heard Kel sent me something yesterday that said Hellman's mayonnaise is discontinuing because of the egg crisis. I'm like, no, you can't take away Hellman's mayonnaise. Eggs are important in the American diet. We eat a lot of baked stuff, and when we bake things and we fry things, we use eggs to coat them.
That's a great point. Like, I don't know. I think I was telling Kels this earlier this week. I am going into the office every other day now. And there's a little cafe downstairs. And I got like a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, like for breakfast or whatever. It was like $10.
How weird does it feel going back to work?
Well, we're in the middle of a move, so it's pretty empty, but I'm trying to coordinate that. I hate it. I have to commute my out. It's like,
Well, you've been home. You were home working for what, like 2 years, right?
yeah, 2 years home.
That's
But
crazy.
our receptionist quit on us, so yeah, me and this other girl have to go in and like take care of
Thursdays,
things.
that's the funny part. I was just getting ready to bring up the price of chicken hasn't gone up, just the price of eggs.
Well,
So go figure.
sometimes, well, I'm going to tell you what, I think we were at the store not too long ago. Mike does most of the shopping, but like 4 chicken thighs was like $12.
Mm.
It's
Yeah, that's
ridiculous.
pricey.
And then like eggs were like close to $8 a dozen.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Like the national average before this was like $2.70 or something like that, like basically $3, and now it's like the average median is like $6. I mean, ours is $3.50 still, but I know other places it's like they're $10 in some states and stuff like that.
Yeah, ours is anywhere between $6 and $8.
And then today, Kel showed me a video that one of the largest egg producers, the largest egg producer in the country, caught on fire. Like, whether that's a coincidence or not, I don't fucking know.
Well, I used to work with a guy that would, he had a chicken coop and he had chickens, and as long as you brought in an empty egg carton and gave it to him, he would bring you in eggs.
They got them up here. You could buy them on the roadside, cheapish. I don't know how much his prices went up, but before that, it was like $1 a dozen still.
I know I don't know if you've ever had like most people have a fresh egg. Like the yolk is not yellow, it's orange.
Yeah, yeah.
Like some,
Well, eggs are genetically modified anyway.
Right, exactly. So the taste is different.
Selena, there's been a lot of strange fires and people just dropping weird too. Like people in like their 30s. And when people say you become a conspiracy theory as soon as you ask why all these young people are dying. But yeah, the problem, they're saying that Kelso was watching a video earlier. It was a compilation of TikToks, farmers. And they were saying that they believe it's something with the feed, the chicken feed. As soon as they gave their chickens goat feed, which is, still sunflower seeds, hay, shit like that, the chicken laid eggs that day. So they're wondering if there's something in the feed that's sterilizing them.
Oh.
But like I said, that it's tough to say because we know governments of the world do things that normal everyday people are going to scratch their heads and say, what the fuck are you doing? Like they'll be like, we're taking out all the bees. And we're like, didn't you tell us we needed the bees to not die? Yeah, we're not going to take them all. We need trees to breathe oxygen. Let's knock down the whole rainforest. Like, come on, you got to capitalism has to stop at common sense.
They want to see, in my opinion, they want to see who is going to put up a fight and who's not. Who's going to open their mouth.
Everything's been.
Yeah. Who's going to fight them and who's not. And if you're in that group that's going to fight, you're expendable.
Selena, I love the conspiracy lives. I'll definitely pull up. I don't go. I'll tell you what, when it comes to the conspiracy stuff, and Kels could tell you, in 2010, 2009, 8, I was in the rabbit hole. I was deep. Like, all I watched on YouTube was like 9/11, JFK, Sandy, all the Alex Jones is getting sued over right now. I was watching. But I came to an epiphany, if you will. I came to a realization that ignorance is bliss. And when you go down the rabbit hole, it's all you think about. Everything's a fucking conspiracy. Everything is why. It's better to just be like, you know what? I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
I say that all the time, and my family gets so pissed at me when I say that.
I mean, I've always thought that way. Me and Kel said something about that earlier today, talking about something, and I said, they were talking about maybe a tattoo or something, and they said, well, what about when you're 70? It's like, I don't even expect to make 70, and you're gonna hold my tattoos against me for that.
Well,
Do you know what I mean? And when you
yeah,
say that, people do get upset, you know.
the older you get, the more you reflect on like what becomes important. As the older I get, I'm like, you know what? I've got a good X amount of years left if I'm lucky. Is this really that fucking important? You know what I mean? Like,
the way I look at it is this: where I feel today, yes, I feel beat up, but I don't feel done. Like it does depress me slightly that I feel this way at 40. And then I see Kels. I know the pain she's in, but she can still trudge on better than I can. We're the same age.
JMS, I see you. Hi, honey.
JMS. But yeah, when like Kels, I know is in pain as well, but she can trudge on better than I can. And it's like, yo, I shouldn't be in this much pain at 40 years old. I shouldn't be this fucked up already. But I still think I should have at least 10 more years, which puts my kids about 30. It's not ideal, but it's not as bad as some. So,
and
a year death doesn't
ago,
scare me as much.
No, a year ago, or what, 3 years ago, I would have said, oh, forget that. You've got a lot more longer than 10 years. But given the current, state of affairs of this place, you never know what could happen.
Exactly. It's a wild world.
That's why everybody needs to like just live life. All I do is I try not to stress over everything, and I just try to be the best person I can be every day.
Exactly. That's exactly what you got to do. Even with me, it's like, all right, I fucked up. I fucking, fell off my path. What can I do from there?
Right.
Dust myself off and get the fuck back on.
Even if you feel like shit that day, or you've had a bad day, and we're all human, we're gonna do that, right? So a true friend is somebody that's going to say, hey, listen, just fucking forget about that. Tomorrow's another day. You're not a horrible person, blah, blah, blah. Too many of us don't have that. I mean, I do.
What's something I noticed we do, people, we don't sleep when we should. Something's bothering us. Instead of going to sleep and worrying about it tomorrow, I can't sleep. I couldn't sleep on this. And you just keep it going. I've seen it even happen with domestic arguments. It's like, if you two would shut the fuck up and go to sleep, you wouldn't even be arguing tomorrow, I'm sure. But because you won't stop tonight, it's going to become the true breakup. It's like, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I know. But at the same token, there are some people that I wish I could be like that. I have girlfriends and I that talk about our, the men in our lives that are like, I'm so pissed. I was crying all night long, and all he did was freaking fall asleep and didn't give us two shits about it. And I'm thinking, I wish I could be like that.
Yeah, on the same token, it's like, so why wouldn't you, join fucking suit? Get the same way. You know what I mean? It's like, you're obviously, it's hard though. I get it, because sometimes women get a little more emotionally invested than the men they're with. Unfortunately, you've known that for a long time. You can't act. That's the problem nowadays. It's like, I need a divorce. Oh my God. And it's like, you knew who he was. Like, you knew who she was. Stop it.
People give up people give up too easily.
You should never go into a marriage thinking you're going to change the other person. I don't like that she does this, but we'll work on it.
Yeah, that's a number one. That's one of the big mistakes, when you think you can change somebody. And then they get even more pissed at you for trying to change them.
Rich, I think that comes with age. I haven't slept well in years. I think that comes with age. I get angry at people who sleep over 7 hours as adults. I'm like, it's not even like I'm jealous, or it's like, no, that's ridiculous. You're lazy. Like, that's how I get. I know people that sleep 10 hours a day as adults. They sleep 10 hours overnight, and they talk about,
I can easily sleep 10 hours. Are you fucking kidding me?
I can't. Never could. Never could.
I'm like not a rise and shine type person.
Yeah, I'm talking about people that are fucking, up all night, want to stay up all day, got little kids, got jobs, whatever. And they want to be,
the kids. No, not when the kids were kids. No way.
Listen, 6 hours, I feel great, but I never even get that. I get 5. When I was working in Philly, right before we moved here, I was working doing appliances. I wouldn't get home till like 11 o'clock at night sometimes. We don't go to bed when I first come home. Me and her smoking. We're watching TV. It still happens. I got to get nowadays. I need like an hour and a half, 2 hours before work just to get up, go to the bathroom twice, fucking get coffee, smoke a little bit, relax, stretch, everything. Even my dad the other day is like, damn. I'm like, okay, my stomach blew up, Pop. Remember that? Like it takes me time to get operating. Back in the day, I could just roll out of bed and run right to work. It didn't matter. So if I'm getting up at 7:30 to leave at 9:30, I'm still staying up with Kels till 2. She ain't getting home till 11. We're watching a movie. Now it's 1 o'clock.
When your partner has a different work schedule, it can sometimes fuck your sleep up too. But I was reading an article about blue light and how blue light fucks up your, what is that, circadian rhythm?
Yep. Red light helps, blue light inhibits it, I believe.
Yeah. So if you're on your phone, like laying in bed, like that's the worst freaking thing you can do. Like right before bed is like scrolling on your phone, like TikToks and shit, because
the universe tells you when you had enough. You know when it is? When you drop the phone on your face. Right? How many people have done that? In bed, scrolling late at night, should be going to bed. You might dip out for a little second sleeping. That phone fall right out your hand, smack you right in the face.
And it's like you never hit REM sleep. Like you don't get into a deep sleep because your mind is still racing so bad subconsciously.
I never understood how people could sleep with the TV on all night.
Oh, I have the TV watching me. I swear sometimes.
I never understood it. One, I don't feel like you're going to get the right amount of sleep because all night you're going like you said, the right amount of REM sleep. And if anyone in the chat,
I see Breezy saying me always. We know
Breezy
lifetime.
You're silly, Breezy. That's funny. But you were just saying REM sleep, and if anyone doesn't know, that means rapid eye movement. That's our one of our deepest phases of sleep. That's where we dream, and you're never getting through that right because of the TV. You're going to get volume spikes with commercials. See, at night, like when we go to bed, I'll have YouTube playing and Kels will have YouTube playing. I turn mine off completely. Kels is still on, and I'm starting to get used to where I could sleep without it. A few years ago, no way. Turn that shit off. Only sound in my room at night is a fan. That's it.
I used to be addicted to the fan, but
my whole family is.
What irritates me the most is when I'm just getting ready to doze off and somebody moves in the bed next to me and shifts. It wakes me up.
Yeah.
Or the dog. I have a Chihuahua. She barks at every fucking thing in the neighborhood.
My dad told me the other day, this is why him and his old lady have different rooms. I said, I couldn't imagine.
No, I'm telling you, I get if
I know people that do that. The wife sleeps in the bed and the husband sleeps on the couch every day.
Or if the man's body is like putting off so much heat, like I don't know what it is. Oh my god!
Well, I deal with the opposite. Kels will get a hot flash and I'll think I'm dying in bed.
Yeah,
I'm like, did I piss the bed? No, my pants are dry. It's just I'm soaked in sweat.
And then I get them. We'll just put the sleep timer on, and the TV will cut off before you go to sleep. But then I'm the type that I will like say, oh my god, I gotta get to sleep before the sleep timer goes off. It just causes more anxiety.
I was always the type to force myself, even when I was like partying, sniffing coke. I'd be like, all right, time to go to bed. They'd be like, what? I'd be like, forcing myself to go to bed. It's like, how do you do a line and force yourself to go to bed?
Well, I don't do it with coke. I do it with coffee. Like I can.
Well, I did it years ago. I'm talking 10 plus years ago. But that's how I used to force myself to do that to show my willpower.
Well, I can drink a pot of coffee and pass the fuck out. I mean, caffeine doesn't really do anything.
I used to drink it all day, every day before the ulcer.
Yeah,
that's all I drink. That's all I drink.
One of the drinks I like too is Red Bull. I like Red Bull, but I can't. It's too.
Nah, I don't trust none of them. Yeah, I don't trust none of them.
Breezy, I'm good to see you. Hey, sweetie.
Yeah, I don't trust none of them energy drinks. Even when Kels drank like Rip It, which is basically like an extra caffeine soda, I was against it. Because it's like some of that, they cause like kidney stones out the ass, and I don't know. I think that coffee's more natural way to get energy. You just got to drink enough. But I mean, on the same token, I was never a fan of caffeine either. It gives you the jitters. You know that when you take caffeine pills. I used to work overnight where you have to stay awake. Here, take a no dose.
Well, I did too.
Then you're fucking shaking.
I worked 2 jobs. I worked at 7-Eleven in the hood, and you had to be pretty freaking alert. Okay, so I'd work like a 9 to 5, and then I'd work till like 1 or 2 in the morning. And you had to be alert, so you were drinking coffee and all that stuff, just trying to be alert, and it fucked my stomach up too. So
I would do like pizza delivery or taxi cab when I was driving the taxi. You get same thing. You got to be alert. So, especially it depended like where I was and what time. If it was like 10 o'clock at night and I'm in like Frankfurt, I'm driving regular speed, gun on my lap and a coffee in my hand. I really did drive around like that for a while because you never know. Back in the day, I was young. I didn't know the game as much. I was delivering pizza. I go to this block and it looks super shady. The house I slow down. The house looks abandoned. I'm supposed to go to. So there's these kids on the step. They go to get up. I just drive off. I call my boss. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this. But he's like, just go back. I'm like, look, I'll pay for this. I'm not going back. Fucking drove back around the block, and I'm looking, and I'm like, nah. They were trying to say. Thank God, even though I was young then, I could read the setup and just got out of there. But I think that's a talent for people. You have to be able to read the setup.
Exactly.
And I've always been good with that. I remember one time we're walking down Kensington Ave, me, Kels, and my boy Andy. And I see this guy doing 3-card CeeLo, follow the queen. And they fucking Kels and my boy walks right up to them, and I'm like, nah, bro, I walk right past them. I watched this girl come from the bus stop and the guy come from a whole nother spot and start cheering them to Kels and my boy. Come on, you got this, you got this. I'm like, let's go. I read the whole scam immediately. I'm like, bro, you motherfuckers. I told my boy, I said, at least Kels was walking away. You give these motherfuckers your underwear.
I know. Well, you know what? That's the one thing about it. I'm sometimes oblivious to my surroundings, and luckily, my man's he's pretty.
Yeah. That's you rely on your man for that. Yeah.
He's real observant. Like is like he's a man of few words, but he's got his eyes are like shifting every fucking where.
Well, I do that as well, but I'm a man of many words. I was born to mouth and glue around it.
Well, people say that he doesn't talk because I talk so much he can't get a word in edgewise.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, I make sure I'm heard.
I know, well,
I was born to mouth and grew around it. It's like I'm going to get that tattooed on my forehead. That fits so perfect.
You should.
Make sure you guys are hitting that like button for me. Dirty Kenzo Convos episode 3 special surprise guest Pamela J up here with me, kicking it, loving it.
Oh. Good. I'm so glad I'm so glad I joined the panel. You know what? I just came upstairs and I was going to take a shower, and then somebody else jumped in the shower. So I was like, let me wait. And then I was like, you know what? You were like, I'm going to drop the link. And I'm like, let me go ahead and hit the link with him tonight.
Hell yeah. Selena said, start your day off with water instead of coffee. It's so much better. Have coffee after your water.
She's
and
right.
Breezy said, yes, it gets your organs started in the morning.
Breezy's exactly right. And so
Thursday, that's how I feel. It's like I could go for the water, but I don't even like. Sometimes the one day I almost grabbed a soda waiting for the coffee because I'm like, I was thirsty when I woke up. You know what I mean? Because I always set the coffee up, or Kels does. Let me keep it.
Are you not a water drinker, Murph?
Not at all. I want to drink. I got to get back to it because it's getting me really out of shape drinking like nothing but soda.
Yeah, and the sugar alone, and
coffee in the morning, soda all day. That's what I've been drinking.
Well, I like my Dr. Pepper and stuff like that, but I've been trying to cut sugar out myself.
I want to try to get back to drinking cranberry apple juice a lot too.
Yeah, I mean, and then
but it's so hard nowadays to find. Like, I told my parents this, like, you want to know why our generations are so fucked up? We've been poisoned our whole lives. Like, if you were born
when we were kids, it was
50s, if you're born in the 50s and 60s, you weren't getting fucking fluoride in your water. That didn't start till after the Nazis were over here.
Well, I'm the youngest of, like, my mother was one of 10 children, the youngest.
Wow.
So I have.
You're the youngest of the youngest?
No, I'm like the second youngest cousin out of all of that whole family. You know, my mom was the youngest. And
that's what I'm saying. Your grandma was the youngest and your mom was the youngest?
Yeah, so we had, I grew up with a lot of cousins that were a little bit older than me. That's why I know a lot more stuff. But it was nothing for like an uncle or an aunt to take a Pepsi when they were in glass bottles back in the day. I don't know if you remember that, and just like pour it in a baby bottle and give it to the baby. Or
no, things were different back then. You give your kid a Budweiser bottle,
like coffee with creamer and sugar.
Yeah,
that was
every kid in the 80s. Every kid in the 80s has a toddler picture holding a Budweiser with no wrapper.
Oh, yeah.
Your parents thought if they ripped the wrapper off, no one would be able to tell it was a beer bottle.
I'll never forget the one time this dude went to a baseball game and got some Mike's Hard Lemonade and bought like 2 bottles of them and gave one to his son. So his son, who was like 7, was sitting there drinking it, and he didn't even know, the man didn't know it was alcohol.
Oh my God.
And some lady was like, "What? He shouldn't really be drinking that." And he's like, "Oh, I thought it was lemonade."
What you think the hard meant, buddy?
I don't know.
But yeah, but think of, but what it is there's so many irresponsible parents, so many irresponsible people that, like, in the 80s, you gave your kid a sip of the beer, everyone laughed and moved on. Nowadays, it's like the fucking 3-year-olds on every blunt cipher. It's like, nah, we ain't skipping my son. It's like, he's 3, I ain't smoking with him.
Well, your hope is that when they keep bugging you to taste it, when they taste it, they're not going to like it. Unfortunately, most kids like it.
Junior said that one day. He said, how about in the movies when they're like, oh, you've been smoking cigarettes? You're going to smoke a whole carton. He's like, how the fuck are you going to give me what I was doing anyway? I'm like, that is such a good point, though. Like, oh, you've been eating pie? Here's all the pie you can eat. Well, thanks.
No, but if you're not a chain, I don't smoke anymore. I vape now, which is probably, it's not even as good. Whatever.
So, Lena, we ain't skipping my son, 3 years old or not. He rolls the best joints. And whoever rolls it gets to spark it.
But chain smoking back to back. You've got those friends that will smoke like 3 cigarettes in a row, and you're like,
well, I know. I think if anyone smokes over a pack a day, you're a chain smoker. Because I smoke a lot, and I don't smoke more than a pack a day.
No, but I'm talking about like you're at work, you're on a cigarette break, and they smoke like 3 cigarettes all the way to your 1. And you're like, come on, let's go. I would have such a head rush and be so dizzy.
For sure. It doesn't, I don't know. I don't really get the head rush now. When I was in high school and I first started smoking, I got that head rush, got dizzy, the high you get off it. And look, sometimes I remember walking down the hall like I was drunk, holding on the wall because I was so lightheaded and dizzy, you know what I mean, from just a cigarette. But now it's just like I would get like a shitty taste in my mouth. I wouldn't get that same level of dizziness.
And I've always been one that can bounce back between regular and menthol.
I've only smoked Newports. I stopped for a few years. I smoked like cheapies because I was like, what's the point? And then I'm like, oh, I see the point. And I went back to Newports.
Well, I worked for 7-Eleven, so back in the day when the vendors would come in, they would pass me off like free packs of.
You were getting like Camel Crush when they were debuting.
They're like, try these out. Let us know how you like them.
Yeah, exactly.
Blah, blah, blah. So
hey, that's the same. It's funny because that's the same way Big Pharma infested our country with fucking opiates.
Yeah.
Salesmen would come in and go, here, give a few of these to people.
Yeah.
You ever tried this new
exactly the way it happened.
Selena, I tried to roll my own cigarettes when we first moved up here. Money moves a little slower in this town than like Philly. Like in Philly, like you need $100 a day to survive, period. You know what I mean? Up here, things move a little slower. My dad's like, you're going to need to roll your cigarettes. You're going to need to start smoking your weed in a bowl and conserve. And I tried it for a while, but it just didn't work. And then thankfully for, the last like year and a half, 2 years, we've been able to at least buy them close to every day.
Well, the thing about it with and rolling your own cigarettes, I have some friends that do that too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Listen, it
it
makes
does take a lot of
economical
money.
sense.
But I was an American Spirit smoker and a either Camel Crush or Marlboro Menthol or Newport Lights.
So out of those cigarettes, Marlboro Menthol, I'll smoke one, but that's it. After you smoke one, they make you have to shit.
Oh, really? Didn't have that effect on me. But I'll
Always,
tell
like,
you,
I don't, maybe because I smoke new, but it, like, I was always a Newport smoker. When I started smoking cigarettes, it was Newports. But like, if people are like, I got here's a pack of Marlboro Menthol, I would take them because, you know, beggars can't be choosers. But by like the fourth one, I'd be like, damn, I gotta take a shit. Like, it would hurt my stomach.
it would like
Like
give
you
you.
said, Mike's Hard Lemonade, that shit hurt my stomach just thinking about it.
Well, no, I would save my American Spirits. I used to
I
smoke
hate them.
I smoked the American Spirits light green for years, and those were my social cigarettes.
Somebody gave me, I worked at a restaurant downtown Philly, and we had a Secret Santa, and they gave me a yellow pack. And I almost wanted to say to them, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with these?
The yellow pack, I think, is like closest to Marlboro Red.
I gave them away. I gave them to a homeless
the
person.
yellow pack is like is closest to Marlboro Red. The light
Now, that's what
green
my
is like
dad
Marlboro
smoked
Light.
for years. See, now, I get worried about quitting smoking cigarettes now, though, because it's like, I do believe they put shit in there for you to not, like, everybody, like Chuck's in here. Once Chuck quit smoking cigarettes, see, he got COPD. Once my dad stopped smoking cigarettes, COPD, can't breathe. Health catches up with him. It's like, I don't think they want you to get off this fucking shit. It's when people get off it and they stop smoking is when, you know, lung cancer gets them and shit like that.
Well, yeah, you make a good point, but a lot of it
I've
has to
always
do
said
with
that.
age.
Like, at this
It
point,
has a lot to do with age and the
yeah,
environment that you're inhaling.
I started smoking cigarettes in 1999. It's 2023. I've been smoking cigarettes for 22, 23 years. I started smoking weed the same year.
How old were you when you first started then?
16.
Okay. See, I didn't
And I'll
start
be
smoking
40.
cigarettes till I was like in like 22.
Oh, okay, okay. See, I was late. My friends, like my brother, the first time I smoked, my brother smoked too, and he was a year and a half younger. So he's like 14, 15.
When I would smoke, I used to think I would not date men that smoked. I would not. Oh, I just thought it was the most disgusting thing. And then I started going out to clubs and partying, and then I was the party pack girl. And then that's how I got addicted, and that's how I started smoking.
I hate it when Kel started smoking, man. I fought with her so much.
You know what?
She started smoking after she had Junior.
But the thing
and I was like, don't do it. It's stupid. You know, I hate it. Don't do it. It's stupid. But it helped. It helped with her fucking postpartum. She didn't, you know, she didn't freak out.
The thing about it is that I mean, let's see, how many years has it been? About 5 years since I quit, but I just loved it. I loved smoking.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like,
I get it.
When you're drinking, you smoke. When you have a cup of coffee, you smoke. After you eat, you smoke. When you're in
after
traffic,
sex, when you use the bathroom. Yep. That's what a lot of people, it gets hard for them to quit. And then some people, they get used to having something in their fingers. So you'll see them with a pen or you'll see people chewing on stuff a lot because it's like you get used, your brain just copes. It's a drug.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm going to tell you, quitting cigarettes, I failed like.
I mean, listen, would you say that cigarette? I mean, you don't smoke weed on the regular to say, but I think the addiction to cigarettes might be stronger than weed.
Oh, definitely.
Like when you're, quote, fiending for a cigarette, like when you need a cig, you ain't had one in 3 hours and you're an everyday smoker. If anyone here smokes, they know that feeling, that 3-hour wait. That's worse than wanting to smoke weed. Sometimes when you want to smoke weed, you're just grumpy. You know, fuck you, fuck everybody. I want to smoke. When you're fiending for a cigarette, it's like, I'll murder you.
Well, I think it's sort of both. Like, I've been around people that
Amos, I get that. I ain't trying to quit right now. My life's too eventful still.
Yeah,
maybe when I slow down some more.
And quitting smoking is one of those things I always say you shouldn't tell people when you're going to do it. Because they will hound you and piss you off. I'm the type of person, you hound me and piss me off so bad, I'll just do it out of spite.
It's so crazy though how such a little thing like that has affected people though, because I know like my siblings have spoken on it in the past, like when they were little, a birthday wish, Dad, I wish you would quit smoking cigarettes, and like they would remember that he didn't, you know what I mean? And it's like even with my kids, it's like certain things I've said though, Katie will bring up when she's upset, and I'm like, damn, I didn't know that even bother you, you know what I mean? So it's like we don't even realize those little things like that, like our kids telling us they want us to quit, and like you said, they're never going to give up, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing about it is they do. They're taught that in school, like don't
But you have to
smoke.
want it.
Yeah, and if you want, it's just like with anything. If you don't want it, you have to want it more than me. I can't sit here and tell you to quit. You got to want it more than me.
That was like one time I tried quitting when I was a kid. My boss, it was my homie's dad. He was like, I'll give you $100 or $200 at the end of the month, like on top of our pay and everything, if we could quit smoking cigarettes. So we're like, we ain't got to quit smoking weed though, right? Nah, just cigarettes. All right, cool. So we start smoking a lot of weed, which ain't no better because we're smoking blunts. So it's still tobacco, but we quit. And then like a week in, 4 days in, I'm like, this ain't even worth it. $200 ain't worth fucking wanting one and not smoke. Like, who cares? You know that. I gave up on it.
I had a boss offer me and my girlfriend that smoked $5,000.
Yeah.
Bonus at the end of the year if we could stop smoking, and we couldn't do it.
Honda, salute. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you have to want to do it for the right, like when Chuck quit smoking cigarettes. I remember him distinctly, you know, because Chuck's wife passed. I don't want to say too much of his business, but he knew he had to be around for his daughter. Do you know what I mean? So that he distinctly said that, like, nah, I got to be here for her. I got to quit. And that's when he stopped everything. Yeah, the man he is today was built that day, so to speak, you know?
No,
and
I had a goal. For me, I had a goal at
that's a legit reason. It's like, no, I'm staying alive for my daughter. Then you're gonna fight. But like you said, a boss offering you money, my boss offering me money. It's like you're gonna always morals over money, right? So you're gonna go, money shouldn't control me to that point. I'm gonna do what I want.
Yeah, like money didn't stop me from doing it, because you work a stressful job, you got kids at home, you're stressed out.
Well, it's the shit they put us in this country. You spoke earlier about working 2 jobs, and we shouldn't have to do that. Like this country should be on the fucking on cruise control right now. From where the 50s was and the early 60s, where it was headed, we should be on cruise control right now. Everybody should be able to live off one. If you have 2 incomes, you should be able to live real nice. Like if you and your wife work, you and your husband work, you should be able to live real nice. If you have 1 income, you should be able to live comfortably. You shouldn't have to work McDonald's in the morning, Burger King in the afternoon, do an overnight security job, see your kids once a week. Like they've ruined families, like just through the name of capitalism.
And not even bringing up the fact that, you know, when I was a teenager, you know, I was brought up, you work, you know, you study, you work, you do whatever, but we would work at McDonald's and like the jobs that a lot of, unfortunately, people that have kids that are in their like 30s, 40s, and 50s are having to do as part-time jobs.
And that's the thing. People in maybe mine or yours or our, or maybe not even in those social circles, they go, why should minimum wage go up? McDonald's is a starter job. They don't realize because of their social circle. Yes, in our social circles, you know, let's be honest, white people, some white people's social circles, it is a starter job. You work at McDonald's for the summer when you're in high school. But there's a whole other communities that you got to work at McDonald's because it's the only job around you that's not checking you for your criminal record or your address or, you know, things of that nature.
It's totally true. It's totally true. And then the cost of rents out here for kids, like
there's a congressman that said it years ago, but the rent is too damn high.
Well, yeah. I
always say, like it costs $700 for Kel's grandma to live in Kensington. $800 a month. to live in Kensington. That doesn't. I shouldn't pay more than $500 a month to live there. Like, people are being murdered on your corner. There's people overdosing on your street. There's prostitution, and I should have to pay $800 a month, $200 a week.
Well, my daughter wants to move out so bad that I think I told you and Kel's this story. I went apart, you know, she went to go look at one of the model apartments and she wanted me to go with her. So I went with her. Nice apartment, nice amenities, not like top tier, you know what I'm saying, but nice.
Well, that's good that she's not.
For a 2-bedroom apartment, it was like $2,800 a month.
That's
so
what, and it's everywhere.
Kids
You have
in their
to.
Early 20s, just starting out.
Yep.
Let's say she did go to college and has her degree. She's just starting in her job, so that's what, $1,400 a piece, and you put on top of everything else. It's very hard.
Yeah, you haven't even started a single bill.
That's why a lot of kids, and that sort of ticks me off when people say, "Oh, they're 20-some years old and they're still at home." Well, they can't.
Things have changed.
It's changed in that generation. It's totally changed in that generation. And I don't care what anybody says. My kids can stay with me as long as they want.
There's kids that now are going to college and getting a degree that they could come home and wipe their ass with. That's how much it's worth. They go fucking be a secretary because they went and got a liberal arts degree. No one's pushing the trades. No one's pushing college degrees in there. If you're not going to be a doctor or a lawyer, you need to pick a practical fucking major.
Oh yeah, trade school is it, man. I'm telling you.
But I'm saying trade's not pushed anymore. The arts aren't pushed anymore. Like, they've totally made it where it's like, no, corporation, follow the rules. Everyone wears suit and tie, black and white, black and gray. Here we go.
No, I work in corporate union. I work in corporate. It's
like, I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
It can be a dance.
It could be a monster, I'm sure, as well.
Talking like electricians. I'm talking about AC, heating.
Yeah.
All of that stuff. Like, do you know how much? I mean, just alone, if you work for a reputable company, how much money you can make? And also the side jobs on the side.
Yep.
A mechanic.
I think that's the biggest problem is the money, and a lot of the left. That's what they fight about, is that money divide. It's like we could even talk about the millionaires and billionaires that we know are doing that, but there are other people even under that. I was watching like the Wolf of Wall Street the other day. He said he made 53 million that year, or 50 million, and he was upset he didn't make 52 because it'd have been $1 million a week. And it's like, in a country, like, granted, he was doing illegal shit, went to jail, fine. If he had stopped at a certain point, he might not have. But it's like $52 million. It's like some of us might not ever see $1 million in our life. Like, thank God we live in America where we do have the chance. You do have a chance here to become a millionaire better than anywhere else. But it ain't easy. It ain't easy.
Yeah, no, it's not easy. But at the same token, the people, you have to look at it as the people that have the money, that open the businesses, that hire people that need the jobs, are the ones putting their hard-earned money that's going to be lost if the business doesn't succeed.
Yeah.
The way it should work is in my personal opinion, is somebody invests. If you've got 5 investors going in on a business and the business does well, and it does well because your workers and employees make it better, you need to filter that money down to them too.
That doesn't happen though.
No, to give them
and that's what we're seeing going on right now. You know, a lot of people quitting their jobs. They have, what are they calling it? The great silent quitting or something, where people are just quitting their jobs, no 2-week notice. Like you said, in the like the executive world, people are just quitting their jobs because they're the lockdown.
People don't. A lot of companies, you'll find, don't value loyalty anymore.
I think that's every company. I think it's a minority that does. I would say a majority of companies don't respect their employees.
And there's so many buyouts. Like, people will invest money in a company and get out. It's sort of like the stock market. Like, get out when it's on top and then let somebody else take the fall later.
And it's so foolish.
Turnover. Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, turnover. And I worked for this appliance place, right? Now they cut us no deals. They'd fuck you over left and right. Why would anyone care about the job? So now, how many times I worked on a job one day with a guy, never worked on him again. I just didn't like how he operated. We pull up to a house, one of the easiest fucking spots ever. It's like, yo, they got a sliding glass door on the side up a lawn. We're dropping it inside the door. He's like, nope, don't feel like doing it. Picks up the dryer and nails it with his knee to dent it. Sorry, got to go back. It's got a dent. And I'm like, okay. So that's a company that doesn't value their employees. That's what the employee is going to do. I worked for a company that it was very minimal what they did, but we picked products, skidded them, and shipped them. So whoever picked the most in a week would get $50 extra. Whoever picked second would get 40, and third would get 30. Guys would fucking compete for that. It got you top-notch shit. People's like the lowest guy was like his fucking success percentage was like 84, and he was the lowest guy. He was the guy that's like, I'm taking my time. I ain't worried about that bonus. I'll make sure I pick my shit right. But you know what I mean? It gave me, it was Chuck's brother, and another guy. It would fucking give up. It would push us through the week. It's you know, when people have a percentage, they care more.
Well,
like you said, it has to trickle down.
And that's also the competitive spirit in most people to do the best they can, to do it like that. And then $50 to somebody that's a husband and wife with 2 kids, that's gas, food.
Yep.
That's maybe taking the kids out to the carnival that weekend or whatever.
Exactly.
It means a lot.
That's exactly what I was trying to say, Rich, the profit sharing. It's exactly. But also, I think that's what it is. I tell people this all the time. Things are on perspective, and we've been taught how to perceive money differently in this country. We've been taught to go, I won't get out of bed for this amount of money. But like I said this to my dad to work the other day. I said, if I approached you and said, hey, you want to do some work? And you said, yeah. And I said, go out in this backyard and for 15 minutes, clean up that dog shit. I'll give you $20. Some people are going to be insulted, right? They're going to $20. But I said 15 minutes. That means you're making $80 an hour.
Oh, yeah.
People don't put that into perspective.
They don't.
You're making $20 for 15 minutes. But people here, $20. I didn't ask you to work. Even if I asked you to do it for an hour, it's still $20 an hour. You have to put things into perspective. And people don't do that.
I don't care what somebody does as long as it's, well, for the most part, it's legal. You know?
I get it. Legal, moral. Yeah, that's how I feel. I don't care if, as an American and as someone else being an American, I think you have the right and I have the right. Exactly what you just said. It's like, I don't have to mind. I don't care what you're doing as long as it's legal, moral, and within, the ideals of what we believe as a majority.
Exactly. Like when I first met who I'm with, he worked on a trash truck.
Yeah.
So now he's like doing pretty well for himself. So, I mean, it's.
Yeah, but that's because you did something women don't do anymore. You seen the value before the value was fully there.
Exactly. He was.
And women don't do that no more. When I say women please don't take, I'm just saying in the vein of the Andrew Tates of the world, the women they speak on, the quote bimbos. It's like they want the guy who's a millionaire right now. And it's like, try to see the value. If this guy's got 600 grand in the bank and he's 23, there's a lot of time left to fucking quadruple that. Do you know what I mean? It's like some women are going to be like, nope, want a millionaire. I mean, it's like you got to see the value before the value's there sometimes.
There's a lot to be said for the men that will do the shitty jobs to provide for their families or just to get started or get their foot in the door.
Well, we don't get to talk about it or boast about it, but we have to take the shitty jobs because when it comes to having kids, you have no choice. You can't be too proud.
That's what a man does, and I don't give a crap.
That's what a father does, a dad, I would say, not even because they always say any man can be a father. So that's what a dad does. Like, I worked some shitty jobs, been in shitty predicaments where if I'm single, I don't have to worry about that. I could find another job tomorrow. I could find another 1-bedroom apartment tomorrow. It's different when you got a family of 4. Now I got to find another 3-bedroom house tomorrow. Can't quit this job. It's not as easy to do. Got to fucking prioritize differently.
No, I'm a firm believer in if your man treats you right, and I hate if this offends any women in the chat or whoever's listening, it is what it is. But if your man's a hard worker, no matter what he does, you make sure you're there to support him as he should you. So
yeah, a two-way street for sure.
It's a
I
two-way
definitely
street.
agree.
You know, you tell them you're proud. You tell each other you're proud of each other. You tell each other, you know, even when you hit rough spots, we're going to get through this. You don't give up.
Yep.
You don't go out and search for it in
Well,
somebody else's
you only give
house.
up if it's time to. That's it. You know,
Exactly.
if it's
Don't
not, then you
disrespect,
don't.
right. The respect has to be there. You know what I mean? So,
Rich, this shows you the problem in this country, though. I'm not even trying to make a joke, but what year did you start working? Because guess what? It's only gone up $340 from that price. 30 years later, he ran the company.
That is like so crazy. I don't know.
Like, and that's Rich probably started working even earlier than 30 years ago, probably closer to like 35. 1980. So that's fucking 41 years ago. And it's only gone up from 310 to 750.
I think it was like 5 something or 5 or something.
It was 5 something for years, like 575 or 525. It was that for years.
Yeah.
And then they put it up to the 750 it's been at since that was like 99, 2000.
Well, it's true. How do they expect people to like live on?
They don't think about it. If you work in your industry, you know you have what comes in, what goes out, and this is profit. So the way they look at it as everything costs a fucking fortune. Prices of everything's gone up except for the price of the employee being paid. Minimum wage hasn't gone up in fucking 20 years, 15 years. People's salaries haven't gone up. Now that people are like quitting their jobs because they know they can find someone else, they can survive. Quarantine showed a lot of people they could survive outside the quote box. Do you know what I mean?
Right. So
you're getting that right now. There's a mass people, quit Silicon Valley, all kind of jobs. People just quitting their jobs for their passions. You know, fuck, you're not here long. I'd rather, be a homeless artist in LA than a businessman on Wall Street. And listen, I know a guy that quit being great contracting job, moving up every year, was making like, I think $50 an hour. Wife just got married, pregnant, kid on the way, dog, American dream. Gave it all up to go back to Kensington Ave. So that's just a microcosm of one side of what people. Now you have the other side that works on Wall Street, goes to work every day, thinks about offing himself, taking half his job with him, that screams in his fucking face all day. Been there 5 years, ain't moved up at all. And then they're doing the same thing now. You know what? Fuck this job. I'd rather fucking travel on the road playing bass in a fucking cover band. And just to be happy. Like that's what life's about, honestly.
It totally is. And the older and the longer you do something that you're not passionate about, the more it reveals itself, believe me.
Honestly, it's Selena, for your point here, she said for real, now PA asking for New York rent but not paying New York wages, which is a fact.
Selena,
but honestly,
exactly right.
It's the closer you are to the major cities. Like Pam, I wanted to ask you that. The place your daughter was looking at, how close was it to the city?
30
was it in
away.
The city?
No, 30
20?
miles. No, a studio apartment in like downtown DC where you have access. Actually, I had some interns working in our office last summer, or it was before COVID, let's just say.
Okay.
And there were like 6 of them, college graduates interning. And they were staying in a studio apartment that was like $6,000 a month. So let's say none of them had their own bedroom.
$1,000 a month each. Yes. They're interning, which they're doing for free.
Some of them get paid. A lot of them get paid internships. So
do they? Okay. I was going to say, I know some. Yeah, I mean and you're talking about an industry where everyone takes care of their own. So A lot of these
So
guys
you're
get
talking about
jobs
that,
and
but at the same token, you think if they have if even if they're getting like minimal, a little bit of money, they don't need a car because we have the metro.
mm-hmm.
They're in the city where if they want to go to the bars and stuff, they're within walking distance. So
Oh
they
yeah,
don't need.
I mean, Philly's the same way. Downtown Philly's the same way. It costs you a fortune, but everything's right there.
And the kids these days, they don't put cable. They have they have their own cell phone. They have a cell phone.
Yeah.
They don't need car insurance. They don't need all of that. 9 times out of 10, mom and dad are helping them a little bit. You got the couple where the mom and dad's helping them, and then they all chip in. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
but yeah, they're like we just fly. They have, what do they call those things? Futons, all just all over the place, and they just sleep.
Wow. I mean, I've seen it happen. Yeah. I mean, I've seen nursing students do that. 4 of them in an apartment.
I'm in a suburb right outside of DC. I'm in the suburb outside of DC, and a 2-level townhouse, no basement, no garage. Like the one across the street from me is going for like $2,600 a month.
It's madness.
It's crazy.
And what jobs are in your area that I would say you don't need a resume for?
We're very industrial.
Yeah, I thought so. I was going to say, usually when you're right outside the city, that's what it is. The closer you are to a major city, the more you're paying. Where I'm at right now, it's starting to go on the rise because they're realizing they can get a little more out here. But like, we pay $500 a month, $550 for a 3-bedroom house. You know what I mean? But if we had this house in Philly, it would cost $1,500-1,600 a month easily.
Oh, totally.
You know what I mean? It's because we're an hour from Allentown, so we're not in any major city. You know what I mean? We're off the beaten path, so to speak. Shamokin's a pretty big city, and that's right next to us.
Well, for me, like I'm going into the office every other day now since they're not letting me work remotely from home for a couple of months by my choice. I said I'd, do it.
Yeah, no,
but
it's
like
better
gas is costing me like $300 a month.
I bet.
So that was an extra, like
something
whatever.
you weren't paying for 2 fucking years. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
mean, that's what I
we
said.
We all have our issues, You just have.
I said that what I went through, what Kels went through, I always think like, okay, so if our experience wasn't that bad, that's a microcosm of what happened to a lot of people. So I know that quarantine fucked up a lot of people. Like, I know how it is to live paycheck to paycheck, but some people have to live beyond even that. Some people probably went homeless during that.
Oh, my daughter she works in the childcare field with little kids. She's an administrator for a school or whatever, which she's an assistant too. She came home the other day and was like, "Mom, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. They were trying to take this little girl's temperature. She was 3 years old. She thought it was a shot. Like these kids, they don't like the lockdown the babies that were like, and when you had to keep them indoor, they haven't been exposed to a lot of stuff." She's like, "It's so
but I mean,
weird."
on the same note, I can't even say it's just kids. How many you don't see adults out here wearing masks though?
Well,
like,
I think so. Well, you got to be careful.
I mean, why are we still wearing masks? Half the country got the fucking shot. That's what they told us to do. Why do we got to wear masks?
I don't wear masks.
But we don't have to out here, but I'm just saying in some places there. And then I see people like, you've scared people to the point they're wearing masks in their cars by themselves.
Well,
like, that's weird.
We don't see a lot. We don't see a lot of masks around here. But what you have to ask yourself too is, if there's a chance, like say you see somebody with a mask on, okay, before you judge them, think about maybe they have a child at home with leukemia, or
I mean, their intentions are good. I mean, I just think what I see is the scare tactics working. That's what I see.
I just think it's precaution for some people, and some of it is just, people are hypochondriacs or
yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's people that are going to, lose that. You've seen it
but
during
at the same token,
after the quarantine.
I'm that type of person that I always have masks in my purse because that's a battle I'm not even going to fight. If
I
somebody's
understand.
like,
That's how I was for a bit. I was like, I had my bandana. I just pull it up. There you go. Leave me
yeah,
alone.
exactly. I'm just like, if somebody nicely says to me, would you mind what I'm like, I'll accommodate. But if they're an ass about it, I think I don't know what I do in
See, for
any
me, it's different
situation.
because, like, it's like the store, let's say, I had to put the mask on. I'm moving. I'm not even going. They're bitching about me not having a mask on. I'm probably not even on the same aisle by the time they're done the sentence. You know what I mean? So I think there's a lot of people that it really affected mentally. Like, they'll never be the same. Like, they made certain things were scare tactics and they worked for certain people. Some
Look
people
at
are like
Rich's comment. Rich says
petrified.
my cousin Pedro is still wearing a mask because he has warrants.
Damn him, that Pedro, man.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's just, we see the hypocrisies and it's hard to you sit back, you take them, you listen, and it's just like certain things you're like, come on now. Like,
Yeah, but at the
even
same time,
I know I didn't need it as much, but even that, I always said, if a stimulus check helped me, I know there's people that needed it. So with that last one, it's like the hypocrisy of the same guy who denied it is the one pushing money to the Ukraine war. That bothers Americans. And it's like, that shouldn't, in a country that calls itself a democracy or even a democratic republic where we vote you in, things like that shouldn't happen. If we have that complaint and a majority have that complaint, it should change. But we live in a country where they know how to fucking, manipulate. I said when the Buffalo shooting happened, CNN, that's all they were talking about. Kid in Buffalo, racist, Buffalo, racist, Buffalo. That's all you heard all night. I said, let me see what Fox News is saying, just to see the complete polar opposite. They were talking about January 6th. If you were a Fox News viewer, you had no idea what happened in Buffalo. That was just a small picture right there of the divide. I'm like, yo, them Fox News viewers had no idea it happened. And those CNN viewers are thinking, oh my God, it's the end of the world. The racists are taking over.
And it's
And they got
always gonna,
people in the middle,
be like that. It's always gonna, you're never gonna have where everybody's in agreement over anything. You're never just gonna have it.
Have a good night. We'll see you Saturday. We'll stop by Saturday night for sure.
Good night, Selena.
But yeah, it's, all you could do, like I said, ignorance is bliss, and you got to try to be fucking willfully ignorant to it. Try to ignore what you can. Don't let shit get to you, because it will. You know what I mean? That's all you'll worry about.
All you can do is just try to get through every day and just be a kind person and don't take shit, but be a kind person. That's all you can do. That's it.
That's exactly how I live my life. Like, try to be nice, but I ain't taking shit on top of it.
Exactly. Don't mistake my kindness for stupidity or whatever.
For weakness. Yeah, exactly.
So
it's like even with the topic of tonight with the Mr. B shit, it's like you can't do nothing. Like, this man cured 1,000 people's blindness. Period. That's where the sentence should end. Not, oh, but he made money off of it. And that, like, okay, he cured, like I said, period, for a reason. That's the only point that matters. He cured 1,000 people that couldn't see, couldn't afford it. No one was helping, can now see. That's the only thing that should matter.
And the first thing that people jump to is he's doing it for clout.
Yeah, clout, money. And it's like, and nowadays, that's what I was speaking on, that pessimistic. Everyone thinks you're doing everything for clout. Everything's about money. When you go 6'9's a rat, the young kids go, he's richer than you'll ever be. And it's like, he's still a rat. I'd rather be a poor fucking asshole than a rich rat.
I'm going to tell you what, money makes life easier. It does not make you happy.
Exactly. But money doesn't buy happiness, but it makes life comfortable. Like people say, would $1 million help you? You're damn right it would help me, but it's not going to make me happy. It's not going to take away. If I was depressed, it's not taking that away. It's just going to make it where I ain't got to stress. How, like, one of my major stresses is money. So if I didn't have to stress over money, I'd be okay. That's how I look at it. But I know you're exactly right. It doesn't buy that happiness.
I would rather be happy and struggle with somebody that has integrity, that loves me, that treats people kind, than to have an asshole that's disrespectful, buys me
And
everything
rich.
I want. I can't take that. It's not my
Yep.
style.
No, I get that too. I couldn't, like, even with Kels, I've seen other people who have wives that are like, you know, real superficial and money, money, money. And it's like,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
God Kels ain't like that. I could have never been with a woman like that anyway, but it's like, we see, even Kels will see that. And she's like, nope, not my style.
Yeah, the same with me. I have girlfriends that actually are with like men or husbands that they can't stand, but they stay because number one, the kids.
Yeah.
Number two, they stay because of the
Comfortable life.
money.
Yeah, comfortable life.
Comfortable life. I can't do.
Yep.
I couldn't do that. Life's too precious to waste on that kind of crap.
And they figured the divorce life is a little less comfortable. So when they get to that point where they're fuck it ain't worth it, that's where they go next.
Yeah.
Divorce, I get everything. You're now, you know, and you're seeing a lot of young men fucking, you know, unfortunately take their lives over stuff like that. Because to some of these women, it's a fucking game. All right, now I'm done. Divorce, taking everything. You're fucking, now he's living in an apartment by himself, don't know what to do with his fucking self. And, you know,
I mean, if couples can come to an agreement that, hey, we're not getting along anymore, this isn't working for me, and you do it in an adult fashion, you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff.
Exactly. But that doesn't happen no more. We want clout even when the cameras ain't on, you know?
Yeah, they don't.
Gotta win that argument.
I'm going to tell you, karma's a bitch, and be careful what you ask for, because
Yep.
sometimes, you know what, money can't buy you health. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they can buy you access to good doctors if you have a ton of money, but sometimes not everything can be cured.
Yep, exactly. You can't cure being a scumbag, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So,
but hey, I appreciate you coming up, sis. We're going to wrap it up, but man, I love you coming. We're going to do a ladies' night that's going to blow the roof off. So I'm glad we got you up here. You got your controls down already like a professional.
Oh yeah, just make sure, you always better keep me backstage until I come up, because you saw, I mean, you see me anyway, but I'm just saying.
You better stop.
I'm like,
but no, I told you,
bed.
That's what I told all the ladies in that chat. Like, no, I'll keep everybody backstage till they're comfortable enough. Like, no, I'm not. I take other people's feelings into consideration when it comes to this stuff. I'm not up here trying to expose people. I'm not trying to have people expose themselves. That's not, I mean, I'm up here to stimulate my mind and everybody else's, you know?
That's why I was like, and you have to be honest with me right this second, okay? Did you think I was going to betray you and go live with somebody else first?
Once.
Who?
King Tron.
No.
You kind of like hinted at it the one night, and I didn't like go crazy, but you know, my feelings.
I was just like,
I got my feelings, my ass on my back. I said something to Kels, and she went, "Oh," and I was like, "All right, I'm over."
No,
you know?
like I'm like some type of fucking celebrity or something. No, I'm just saying, like,
I was like, she said she's coming on mine first. I'll kill everybody.
No, you know I would do that. You know why I would do that? I mean, I trust KT too, but
no, yeah, no, I know.
I mean,
I get it.
I trust most of the guys. I mean, the men in our community, except for
yeah.
handful.
Listen, I wouldn't care if it was him, because like I have respect for him. But if you were like popped up on somebody, I'm like, what the fuck? You said you'd be on mine first, and here you are on like fucking dumbass at 4 a.m. or some shit, you know?
Well, like, everybody's saying we had a great conversation. I guess you and I can talk together pretty well, huh?
Always. We have a great chat. We got great people. They vibe out the whole fucking time.
I totally appreciate the chat. And from seeing the people that were in the chat tonight, you're all people I respect. So I'm so glad to be able to do this for my brother. And hopefully I'll do it. I
like these Tuesday shows. It's when I get to do the old me, you know, like,
and people
talking shit.
Show up for Nostalgic Sunday. That is like the best
way. I know it's early though.
Sunday.
It's early.
No, it's at 10 o'clock. It gets my ass up. I'm up from 10 till 12, jamming with you guys, and your mom's there. It's just
we
so
have
much
fun. I love it. Yeah, I have a ball. I have fun with all the shows.
Me, you, and Jenny need to do a panel.
I'm getting her up here one day. So me and her fucking talk on the phone for 2-3 hours. So that's how it would be up here.
And you know, I'm the type of gal that'll say to guys, "Did you call your mom today?"
Yeah. Oh, I talked to my mom.
Especially like I think that's like so important.
I did talk to my mom today.
Yeah. I have a son.
But yeah, I talk to my mom like 2-3 times a week on the phone, probably. If she don't talk to me, she's talking to Kels.
I have a son, and I hope when he finds his lady that she's the type that promotes that type of relationship, because
you should.
There's nothing like the relationship of mother and her son.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
no, that's
like
the shit I push on my son now. I push that shit on Junior.
Exactly. I know how Kels feels about Junior, so
I tell him all the time. You are her only son. She's your only mom. You go above and beyond for her. That's just, she takes care of you. She never disrespected you. I've been around your whole life. She never disrespected you. Always loved you to the fullest. You have no reason to not defend her with your life.
Yep, and I'll never forget, my father always told me, watch how a man treats his mother and his sisters. That's
a fact. Yeah, because that's your first glimpse at how he treats a woman.
That's a first glimpse, and tell you what, it is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So much the truth. Watch how he treats his mother.
That's a fact. Mm-hmm. Well, they say every man marries a woman that's his mother. So, you gotta fucking have. It's just hard. I think you see a lot where the women and the daughter-in-law don't get along.
I was lucky. She's not with us anymore, but she adored me and I adored her. So I was lucky in that situation.
That's. I mean, my mom loves Kels. Kels' mom, she likes me. She don't love me, but that's because I'm, me. I'm a call it how it is kind of person. And
shit, my family would stick up for my mans before me because they know I'm crazy as shit. And
I deal with that all the time. My brother Bob, Robert, the one that comes in here, he'll take Kels' side over mine all the time.
Yeah, they're like, "What did you do to him? Why is he? Mm-hmm. Don't you be nice to him? He's nice. Yeah. We don't want to lose him. Don't be mean to him."
You better stop it. Hey, you're awesome, sis. Thank you for coming up.
Oh, totally. I'll do it more often when I feel it's warranted.
Yeah, anytime you want. Like I said, I open the panels on Tuesdays. You're always welcome.
Cool. Listen, everybody, definitely. I appreciate you guys showing up to my bro show. He's somebody that I admire and respect. So I know I'm so happy that everybody shows up to support a good person. Kels, the Murphys are like my favorite people. So
we appreciate you, sis. You already know we love you.
Well, I love you.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you.
All right, honey. I'll talk to you guys later. Good night, everybody.
All right.
Bye.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate everybody tuned in with us tonight. Episode 3. You got it, Pam, or do I got to hit it for you? Nope, she got it. There you go. Look at that professional. Episode 3 of Convos, our new talk show, Tuesdays, 8 p.m. We were speaking on Mr. Beast and the two-way street of charity. I was saying that, even in its purest form, charity, we do it for that feeling we get. Now, someone that is making their career off charity is always going to be a good thing. And I think with Mr. Beast, I think that's what we need to continue to focus on. 1,000 people can see that couldn't, So once again, before we end it, I'll give you guys just a clip in case you missed what we were speaking on. And we'll be right back for our final goodbyes.
Okay. In this video, we're curing 1,000 people's blindness.
Is Mr. Beast an exploiting monster or a hero? That's what some are debating after he posted a video where he...
Come on.
Is Mr. Beast an exploiting monster or a hero? That's what some are debating after he posted a video where he helped 1,000 blind people see again. Paying for the procedure, bringing in a surgeon. Tons of people inspired by his actions, noting how game-changing this is for so many people. But others are furious, saying he's exploiting people for entertainment, for money, calling the video unethical. But others not angry at Mr. Beast, but rather the US healthcare system for making it so hard for folks to get this simple 10-minute yet life-altering surgery.
You watch this video, you go, oh, how cute and how nice. I watched the video and I'm filled with rage.
And Mr. Beast actually agreeing, tweeting, "Why don't governments step in and help?"
Salute to Mr. Beast and Philip DeFranco for those clips. Two of my favorite channels. So of course I went right to those guys for the our news portion. From my point of view, guys, the video is beautiful. It is pinned. I implore all yous to check it out at the end of the live. Click the pin link. Mr. Beast, he does amazing charitable things, you know, fun content on top of it. But it's a very heartwarming video, seeing people being able to see and the smiles, and that's what we really should be focused on. So I appreciate everybody. Episode 3 of Convos with your boy Murph, aka the Dirty Kenzo. Convos brought to you by DirtyKenzoproductions. Episode 3 in the books. Appreciate you guys. We will see you again this week on Friday. Thursday night. Cooking with Kels. Right back here Friday afternoon, Murph at 420. Music, news, and live chat for your Friday ride home. We do Cultivated Playlist every Friday. It is a tribute to the Mills Lane on the Cash App. Appreciate you, good brother. But we do a Cultivated Playlist show on Friday, certain genres, specific topics, whatever. I make the playlist. It's for you guys, for everybody who supports the everyday content like this. With that being said, guys, make sure you hit that like button, sub if you haven't, share if you can. Please spread the Dirty Kenzo's horrible name by word of mouth. And we will see you next time, right here on Convos.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Dirty Kenzo Production.
Once again, a big thank you to my sis Pam for paneling, and thank all you guys for an awesome chat and an always amazing conversation. We'll see you next time. Peace.